Oh, there we go. I muted the microphone the other day because it was picking up background audio when I was trying to use a different audio source to record something. So here's the weird thing about OBS. On scenes, you always have your mic auxiliary slot, and it's shared across all scenes. So if you mute it on one scene, it'll mute it across all scenes. So sometimes when I'm using OBS as a video recording device, I'll physically mute my microphone. But look how that went for me today. But here we are, ready to help some vampires. So, let's get into it. If it would like to load. How's it going? How we doing, Lev?
Can't believe someone as old as Meddy's letting anyone control her. I guess some problems don't disappear no matter how old we get. Well, time to get some bartender wisdom. Howdy, Crimson. Think you could whip me up one of them bloody Steves?
Sure thing, cowboy. Tough night at the office.
I'm doing okay. You know, it's my Friday, so at least I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Existential question lingering on my mind. Can you believe someone can be 1,800 years old and still let society tell them what to do?
I can believe it. Folks can get real uncomfortable when someone shows up and does things differently.
How's your post-stream care coming?
No kidding, my client's a weird one, but I think that's what makes her special. Just wish you saw it the same way.
Think you're making some headway, Chief? How's your session go?
I think it went well with Maddie last week.
Somewhere with her, slowly but surely. She does a lot for other people, but not a lot for herself. Now that makes her real popular, but I think she's realizing that popularity ain't what it's cracked up to be.
What do we have for dinner?
She's got her own strengths, and I hope she'll lean on them.
You're a rare one, Sam. I get where she's coming from. Lawyers like rules, even about lawyering. My colleagues didn't care much for my style, so I had to adapt. But they'd get so bogged down in doing something right that they'd stop getting anything done.
How do you like to do things then?
I told you how case law is my thing, right? Well, I studied the worst cases. The ones where injustice prevailed because some corrupt judge invoked some ancient precedent.
I mean, isn't that how case law and stuff work, though? Like, if there's a precedent, like, unless you create a new precedent or something, you know, there's already been an established ruling on such a thing or something. I don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I thought you didn't like hamburgers.
I used their tools against them. Made them look like fools. What goes around comes around, right?
And your colleagues weren't into that.
Hell no. No one was gonna listen unless I was polite and civil. But power never listens to polite and civil.
You got that right. Well, that's a shame, Crimson. Sounds like you lost a hell of a lawyer.
They sure did. Now, I got that drink for you. Sorry, no bloody Steves this time. This one's gone.
Or Gunther.
I'm sure I'll take it up to my coffin for a day cap. You have a good night, Crimson.
You don't eat it, but not a fan, though. I mean, but that's the thing, though. Like, if you're not a fan, you know, don't force yourself to eat it, right?
You too, cowboy.
Ah, there we go. Nice and cozy. Now, let's see. I can read Emerson. I think he's got a piece that'll help me reflect on the night. Or I could watch Charlie Chaplin make lawmen look like fools. I'm always grateful to my transcendentalist family for introducing me to Emerson. I think there's a passage about being a nonconformist in Self-Reliance. Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. He who would gather immortal palms must not be hindered by the name of goodness, but must explore it if it be goodness. Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of your own mind. Absolve you to yourself, and you shall have the suffrage of the world. I like that. Exploring is its own goodness. I learned that lesson hard in my quiet years. Just observing the world taught me more than all my years of living. With 1,800 years, who knows what good Betty's found. Well, I think that'll do it for me tonight. Time for some shut-eye. Think I've got some tough battles ahead.
We sure might. All right, what new thought processes did we learn about this week?
There he is, Samuel Walls, vampire therapist extraordinaire. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm okay, Andy. How are you?
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm keeping my head on, but that don't make me an ace therapist.
No, but your progress with your clients does.
I don't know. I don't think my clients like me some days.
I must confess, I think you are a more fitting therapist than I am. Your clients are quickly comfortable with you. I believe my clients are afraid of disappointing me.
I mean, I guess I can see where that makes sense. I ain't too keen to disappoint you either. You always got that face.
What face is this now?
Never mind.
I'm teasing you, Samuel. I understand. It can be difficult to relate to a 3,000-year-old being. But let us not spend our time talking about me. I am more curious about you. Let us start with some meditation, and we will see what arises for you.
Meditation, okay.
For your place of comfort, my friend. Remember to breathe.
Life just ain't fair. There once was a man named John Muir. Maybe I should start a farm or something. Not Debella. Her blood tastes real fine. Wonder whether I can rent a horse.
What's this crosshair in the middle for? I don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't know what that crosshair is for. We may or may not be doing this properly. Yeah, it's not clearing them for whatever reason. But like, I'm supposed to mouse over them, clear them, but now we've got this crosshair here, so is it just not acknowledging where my mouse is, or have we done something wrong? Yeah, we haven't cleared any of these. I don't know what's wrong here. Like, it's acknowledging I'm breathing because the lungs are inflating and deflating, but I don't know. I don't know why it's not acknowledging that we're doing the things. I am much confused. But yeah, I've never seen that crosshair in the middle, so I don't know if there's something I'm supposed to be doing with that either, or I have a controller plugged in. It thinks that we're centered on where the controller is. I'm the smartest.
Deserve to be they don't let dead folk vote. Wonder what's going on back home. Hope Reinhardt doesn't.
So apparently you can play this with a controller.
Crimson's real cute when she scrunches her nose up. I've been
For what that's worth.
Wonder how
But yeah, apparently, you can use a controller to play this game for anyone that was curious if that was an option.
pretty good. It's got away from me, but that's not gonna come.
They sure did, because I couldn't clear them.
Exactly. Meditation is not a game one plays to win. What sorts of things came up for you?
After our last session, I can't help but think about my criminal past and how I was pointing fingers everywhere but myself. The universe dealt me a bad hand, but I played that hand poorly. I got abused, and then I abused other folk. I guess that's only fair, so yeah, I could feel bad, but maybe the universe was just evening itself out.
Aha. Samuel, I know that when we both have suffered and caused suffering, it is tempting to blame the fates. But this is dangerous, a sort of cosmic control fallacy.
We know all about control fallacies.
If we expect that fate will reward and punish fairly, we are bound to be disappointed. We are immortals, Samuel. We live long enough to see old grudges die, and the judgments of our generation replaced by another. So in the grand scale of time, how can any judge fairness?
Dang, that's a real good point, Andy. But a depressing one, honestly. I was never a man of faith, but walking in them woods for so long, seeing so much nature, so much life and death, I started to feel a kind of flow to the universe, you know?
I understand, Samuel. I am not suggesting that you deny any kind of spiritual faith you may have. It is fairness that is the fallacy. If we cannot define fairness, we certainly cannot expect it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean. Dang, another cognitive distortion, huh?
No one ever said being human was easy.
But we're not human, we're vampires.
Yes, this distortion is called the fairness fallacy by mortal psychologists.
Okay.
Let me give you a few statements that might have examples of the fairness fallacy, and you try to find them.
Okay, what do we got?
Hard to ensure my club is done because I believe in earning my good reputation.
Okay.
Hey man, like, maybe it's good karma and maybe it isn't, but I just like to put out some positive vibes.
Oh, dang, Andy. I didn't know you could do voices.
I like to break it out at vampire parties.
At vampire parties, because you wouldn't just do it at regular parties?
That didn't hide the fairness fallacy, though, surfer partner. You're expecting some kind of reward for being good.
I spoke of putting out good vibes for its own sake, not expecting anything to come from it. Specificity is important, Samuel. That is why we are doing this exercise. Let us continue. The great vampire banker Count Van Gelder has been an entitled prick for 6 centuries. It's only a matter of time before he gets...
I think I heard of this fella. He was one of them vampires pulling the inflation strings during that coronavirus thing, right?
Oh, they bring up coronavirus.
Caused the Great Depression back home, too. You're right that he's acting like a prick, but the universe ain't accidentally gonna make him fall on a wooden stick.
But it could.
You are correct. This is a fairness fallacy, and a bit of wishful thinking.
You really don't like this fella, huh, Andy?
He is a 600-year-old investment banker. He's tried to summon demons, and even they refuse to spend time with him.
Yeah, and he's ugly, too.
Let us not descend to his level, Samuel.
Oh, sorry.
For you would never reach the bottom.
Well,
Why bother being kind to mortals? The universe only punishes kindness.
Why bother being kind to mortals?
My own life has not always been kind, but I have learned much from my challenges.
Okay.
I believe you are still missing a fairness fallacy or two. Let me repeat. I work hard to ensure my club is dope because I believe in earning my good reputation.
Okay, so you work hard to have good club. I don't feel like that's a fairness fallacy, though.
Hey man, like, maybe it's good karma and maybe it isn't, but I just like to put out some positive vibes.
Okay, and he said that that isn't because there's no intent.
The great vampire banker Count Van Gelder has been an entitled prick for 6 centuries. It's only a matter of time before he gets what's coming to him.
Okay.
I think I heard of this fella. He was one of them vampires pulling the inflation strings during that.
I don't know why it's designed that he repeats the ones that we got right, though.
Acting like a prick, but the universe ain't accidentally gonna make him fall on a wooden.
You are correct. This is a fairness fallacy and a bit of wishful thinking.
You really don't like this fella, huh, Andy?
He is a 600-year-old investment banker. He's tried to summon demons, and even they refuse to spend time with him.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's ugly too.
Let us not descend to his level, Samuel,
No name calling, Samuel, or labeling.
for you would never reach the bottom. Why bother being kind to mortals? The universe only punishes kindness.
The universe punishes kindness? Well, that ain't nothing you can know, boss. Sounds like a fairness fallacy to me.
I don't know.
Indeed, Samuel. The sort of thing a more nihilistic vampire might say, but such nihilism is not founded in objective reality. And nihilistic vampires are real downers at parties. At the last Blood Drinkers Ball, I ended up at the same table as Ayn Rand.
I don't know what a Blood Drinker's Ball is or who Ayn Rand is.
I cannot imagine who decided to offer her immortality. That was my longest night in thousands of years. But well spotted, Samuel.
I got all the fairness fallacies right.
Indeed you did, Samuel. You are most adept at tracking down cognitive distortions.
I'm really not.
I got a good tracking nose, I'll tell you that. I can't tell you the incredible things I learned just being in nature for so long.
Yes, you speak quite highly of this time. This is where you discovered the concept of cognitive distortions, and you said something about a flow to the universe?
The universe does have a flow.
Yeah, that. I don't know, Andy. Something about seeing so much life and death and rebirth. I think it made me start to look at things differently.
It sounds as though it was a spiritual experience for you, Samuel.
I think it was too. My buddy John, he showed me the way. John Muir, you probably know who he is.
Yes, of course, the American naturalist. He made the entire United States agree that its nature was beautiful and worth protecting.
Nature is beautiful and worth protecting.
That's John, all right. I used to call him Johnny Christ because of the way he could make you believe. He didn't like that too much, but he had a way of making people think differently.
How did you meet?
By the late 1800s, my hippie friends moved west. John, he was their hero. He walked and thought, and no modern comforts. We got along well. He liked that I never got tired. We usually walked in silence, appreciating nature. He'd draw, I'd write. I think it was the first man I fell in love with. I was still a young vampire then, not even a century old, thinking I was straight.
A young vampire, not even a century old. Well, you know, I've never thought of vampires being thousands of years old, so I guess that would track.
Most of us need a good 100 years before we are ready to open Pandora's underwear drawer.
Like, I don't know. In my mind, the oldest vampires are only a couple hundred years old, you know?
Yeah, about that.
When do you start exploring? Why are we so sexy? Is there any straight vampires?
How long did it take you to branch out?
Oh, Samuel, death had little effect on my sexuality. I am from another era. Do you remember the 1970s? They were nothing compared to the 970s BC. The stories I could tell you. One night, my friend Heraclos and I snuck into the
I was just thinking about the time.
I'm joking, Samuel. Such a thing is not for a therapist to share in a session. I just wanted to tease the American a little.
Andy's a bully, teasing me.
Well, I think you're being real mean.
Yeah, Andy's mean. We should shoot him.
Sorry.
Pow pow.
That's what I used to say to princess.
I am honored to share this thing in your mind occupied by your beloved horse.
Horsey. I didn't do anything. Andy did it.
Why are we such sexy beasts anyway, Andy? Seems even the mortals know what we're like.
We are powerful, immortal beings. Our capacity to explore is something no mortal can dream of, as is our capacity to be bored. Dr. Drain might say that we have dopamine cravings that become harder to satisfy over time, and that might well be true.
Wait, so the older we get, the hornier we get?
You have an interesting future ahead of you, brother. We'll make an international of you yet.
I've been wondering, are there older straight vampires out there?
That's a question.
No. Sexual exclusivity of any sort seems incompatible with immortality. There is a group of vampires out in Washington who claim to be straight, but they are not fooling anyone.
All right, well, that's enough of that, Andy.
Mostly satisfied. But speaking of which, I was talking about John.
We sure were.
I fell for him hard. He wasn't into me like that, though. I don't think his wife got much from him, neither. That man was married to Mother Nature. Oh, but he was good company. I helped him map the West by sharing what I'd seen at night. I offered him my blood, but he was offended at that. He valued death and pitied my immortality. He just liked things as they were.
I mean, some people don't want to live forever. I get that.
I wish I had met him. His mindset aligns with accepting things without judgment, as we explore in therapy.
He was an incredible fella. When he told me, Sam, I'm gonna get Teddy Roosevelt to make a law protecting all this, I believed him. Before he died, he urged me never to forget the earth. But I got busy roaming and didn't notice the wilderness shrinking. My old gang tracked me down and drove me to you. If I can't help them see another way of living, they'll destroy this planet.
How is a group of gangsters going to destroy the planet?
Right. Well, the Mystic Bastards are doing more than robbing banks and holding up trains these days. They got organized.
They started Monsanto.
And now they're called Sanguinius Health. They're a health insurance company, draining folks of their blood, money, and hope.
That's not good.
Well, they're big now, too. Real big. Got friends in high places in the mortal world. Nobody knows they're vampires.
I was not aware of this company.
Well, they're good at keeping secrets. Even in the 1800s, we had a code language. They bring on the Infinite Dawn if it made the money.
Wouldn't the Infinite Dawn wipe out vampires? Like...
This sounds serious, but remember to not let your fears distort your thoughts.
Okay.
When we foresee only a negative end to a complex situation, this is called catastrophizing. Another extreme that colors our thinking.
Okay.
Meaning, maybe things are rough, but I can't see every angle, right?
Yes, exactly. This is not to say your worries are overblown, but being able to imagine varied futures is useful in our decision making. Let me give you an exercise so you can identify catastrophizing. I always make sure I keep my coffin key with me when I go to sleep. It would be embarrassing to be trapped in my coffin.
I mean, can you get locked in a coffin?
I sent my friend Bazul the Bloodborne a funny cat video, but he left it on red. He is surely plotting my demise.
Yep.
That sounds like a pretty strong assumption to make. Maybe Bazul the Bloodborne was busy doing a puzzle, or knitting a cape or something.
Yes, knitting a cape. That is absolutely the priority these days.
You are so wholesome, Samuel. I think I know what Bazul was doing, and it was not knitting.
Uh-oh.
It could have been countless things, so you are correct. It is unlikely that he has left me unread out of malice.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes you just look at something and it doesn't require a response anyway.
It was a really good cat video, though. I will send it to you later.
But should you? Do you need to?
Oh, you never responded to that funny video I sent you of the horse pretending not to like carrots. That was a good one, huh?
Oh, I will have to remember to examine it later.
Well, Andy doesn't even look at our text messages. Boo. If I show people funny stuff, I expect them to, at least look at it. They don't got to answer, but they should look at it.
I don't think he watches any of my horse videos.
Probably true, Sam.
I saw a rat in my club that night. The health inspector will certainly shut us down and expose me as a vampire.
I mean, you run a vampire club. I'm sure that people already assumed that you were a vampire, since, we consensually let people drink blood and stuff.
I don't think one rat showing up at your club is going to make the health inspector take you down, boss. I mean, the rats were some of the cleanest things at a few saloons I've been to.
Uh-oh.
You are correct. That was some clear catastrophizing. I have not seen a rat here ever since I hired Bert.
Confirmed. Bert eats rats.
I can't say I ain't had a rat-eating phase myself.
Oh no, Bert eats everything. He's kind of like a vampire goat. I do not know how he does it.
A bad goat?
I guess Bert could eat the health inspector, too.
Well,
I think they know better than to get too close.
I don't know if you should let the bouncer eat people.
No, I am trapped outside during the day, and it is the middle of summer. I shall burn to ashes.
I mean, I feel like that's catastrophizing, but also you're a vampire, so it is entirely likely.
Oh, it ain't like that, boss. Getting trapped outside on a sunny day ain't gonna turn you to ashes.
How long have you been a vampire, Samuel?
220 years?
Do not stand in the sun, Samuel.
Well, I was right, but I went with it anyway.
Yes, sir.
When I DJ downstairs, I must ensure that I do not wait too long to drop the beat, or my patrons will think I am a terrible club owner and leave.
Wait, does Andy DJ himself?
I don't know, boss. I don't think anyone's gonna get all that worked up about dropping a beat. That's gotta be catastrophizing.
You are correct, Samuel. I am sure they will forgive me. Though, I do not let the beat drop too late or too early, but precisely when I mean to.
Just like when a wizard shows up precisely when they need to.
All right there, Gandalf.
Oh, there you go.
Who is Gandalf?
Never mind.
Well, Andy, read a book.
I get what catastrophizing is now. It's just hard to see other angles when I see how powerful my ex-gang's gotten, But I know them. Well, they're just like I was. Maybe they've gotten better at being evil, but I get where it comes from now. That's why I feel this responsibility to help them. Now, I know that's a control fallacy. Maybe I can't help them, but I do want to try.
Wanting to guide them out of the darkness is not a cognitive distortion, Samuel. It is a noble aim, truly.
I'm just not sure I can do anything. I'd probably just make them worse.
That sounds like catastrophizing to me, Samuel. I believe that you will help some and be unable to help others, or some may not be ready to be helped.
Okay.
I reckon you're right. I gotta take things as they come. Just follow that flow of nature.
You are doing exceptionally well, Samuel. I have seen your clients slowly changing the way they look at themselves.
I don't know, Andy. Seems like there's a lot of work to do.
There always is. That we will have work to do is one of the few things we can truly expect.
Okay.
Well, I surely hope things keep going well.
I am not a man of faith, Samuel, but I do have faith in you.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Gosh.
Come.
Okay,
Let us
Goofy.
lie down together. Perhaps you'd like to play Settlers of Wallachia with me?
That sounds like the kind of quiet evening I'm looking for.
Come then. I will set up the board.
All right. So, just real quick here.
Good evening, Samuel. I hope
No, I was using that.
tonight.
Okay. Cognitive disorders. All right, fairness fallacy. You know those folks who say, I work hard so I deserve to get what I want? Or yes, you think you deserve something I don't mean the universe will reward you. Truth is, your definition of fair is personal. It'll often conflict with other people's definitions. Is a fairness fallacy to assume our picture of what's fair is the only reasonable outcome. I donate to lots of vampire charities, so I know I'll be rewarded by tripping on an oil deposit real soon. My buddy Alejandro sleeps in his coffin all day. He doesn't deserve his muscle tone. I'm a great therapist, so Andy will surely give me his therapy practice, though I got no head for business. Catastrophizing. As vampires, we can imagine the worst outcome to any situation, because we've seen some real shit. But expected disaster from the smallest issues ain't being honest with reality. Catastrophizing keeps us locked in fear of doom, but we can break out of it if we keep our cool. Dang it, I missed my shot. Now my reputation's gonna be shot too. I heard a rumor one of them dang Van Helsing's is in town. This is it, compadres, we're dead. I feel weak tonight. I must be losing my vampiric powers. Okay, and then last session with Drain. Great session with the Doc Knight. Sometimes his being a big old nerd can be a real help. He's looking at this problem more rationally now. I like to blame Luridus for his more animal needs. That is, he denies his own needs, and Luridus fulfills them. There's a lot of his identity tied up in being a rational scientist. Wants to transcend being a vampire, must drink real blood. I encourage the Doc to drink some real blood. I think his head ain't clear because he's starving. I think he gets that it's a biology thing. Okay. So, I think that Drain said that he was going to drink some blood on his own and not the artificial plasma. So let's see what the outcome of that is.
Honestly, yeah. I think Dr. Drain's starting to accept himself. That's what this is all about, ain't it?
Indeed, Samuel. There will always be room for self-improvement, of course. None of us are perfect, and none of us are irredeemable.
I reckon so. Whoever shows up tonight, I'll give him that same benefit of the doubt.
You are a wizard, my dear. What distortions do you think you'll focus on tonight?
Okay. Labeling. Always right. Yes.
I think these are the ones that are likely to come up.
They all do, one way or another. We are wildly irrational beings, my friend. But I will leave you to Dr. Drain.
All right, I think I'm ready. Here it comes.
Hello, little bat Drain.
Hello, darling. Miss me?
Oh, you're not Dr. Drain.
Oh, boy. Look, are we gonna have a civilized meeting this time, or are you gonna break them fangs out? I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. And you know what? You're going to love it, American.
You don't get to dictate what I do and don't like.
So lay your cares and your underpants at the door, because Lord Luridus is here to take you away. I guess Dr. Drain's back on the stuff again. Why don't you ask the little word yourself?
Okay.
Doctor, your master summons you. Hello, Sam.
What? Man? So he just switched when he wants now?
Doc, what's going on here? Why is Lord Luridus calling himself your master? Because that's what he is. You've helped me accept that, curse you. Whoa there, compadre. How did I help you accept Lord Luridus as your master? That weren't ever a thing I encouraged.
Adds in 2 minutes. Gross.
You were correct. I was approaching my issue unscientifically. I thought I could restrain him forever, but I was suppressing my vampiric needs.
Okay.
I had to accept the scientific truth. I am not nature's master. Nature is the master of all. To fight that reality is folly.
It is sad to see this hopeless, dire stance Dr. Drain has taken. We are rarely so helpless.
Okay.
Accept the scientific truth. I am not nature's master. Now hold on there, cowpoke. That's some extreme thinking there. I'm no scientist, but ain't finding nature as natural as nature itself? You're just babbling now.
Okay, Drain, but
I ain't. Isn't fighting nature where we all come from? Why we walked out of the sea in the first place? Why anything lives?
it's true.
Evolution is the inevitable result of a species' fight for survival. Those best adapted to their environments thrive, and those who do not die. It is not done with intent.
Okay.
Yeah, but them species are fighting nature, ain't they? And the fighting's what makes them what they are. A simplistic interpretation, though I suppose not inaccurate, but still. I realized that I was suppressing a great part of myself. I did as you instructed, you know.
Okay.
I drank blood. Real blood. And it was incredible. I had forgotten how it was not just the taste that made one feel satisfied. It's the feeling of life that it infuses in the body.
Okay. Alright, and ads, allegedly. So, I'm gonna take a break here. I'm gonna go fill my water. And the ads should start playing, I think. But you know, you guys just vibe, chill, be happy, be merry. And I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay. So, I threw a couple empanadas in the air fryer, so I also need to go remember to go get those in a couple minutes. For what that's worth. Okay, so just also real quick. If I did this right, which maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Okay. Just a second, I'm having trouble with something in my settings here. But welcome back from ad jail. If anyone sat through ads, please let me know what you got. Okay, so Y4 is this. Okay, there we go. And then do that. Okay. Yes. And then delete. Cool. Okay. Welcome back from Agile. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I threw some empanadas in the air fryer. So I gotta go get those in a couple minutes.
I felt strong, confident, above the petty worries and squabbles that come with mortality.
I love mortality and being petty.
I felt like a vampire, like the base creature that I truly am. What choice had I but to welcome the truth? I am a slave to my nature. So you see, I always have been, and I always will be. Just as I told you, therapist. The same dark master lies within you. You know this, don't you? I can see him behind your eyes. Oh yes, you cannot hide him from me. You cannot hide the blood, screaming, the power you felt when you stripped the life and dignity from those pathetic mortals.
Okay.
I know your thoughts, my leather-bound friend. I know what you crave. Lie back, and I will give it to you.
Okay.
You poor, pathetic creature. You cannot even accept my gifts, can you? You wear the American flag as your chastity cage. You know, I think I'll pick up one of those at the sex shop on the way home. I wouldn't want the dear doctor using my beloved equipment.
Uh-oh.
You really think you can dominate him completely? Well, that's a control fallacy, amigo. Dr. Drain tried to shut you out and couldn't. You can't shut him out either.
Okay.
I don't need to shut him out any longer, naive fool. He has accepted that I am his true nature, and that I will always know what is best for him. Well, that's another distortion, Lourdes. You always know what's best for Dr. Drain? Bullshit. You got a one-track mind and it's headed right for a stick in the heart.
Welcome in, Raiders. Mega, how was Coral Island? How far are we? Did we finish the murals? If anyone needs to raid and run, eat, sleep, drink, pet your cat, pet your dog, plant some crops, go scuba diving to cut down some seaweed, travel to the mines for some ore, or any of those little things that we miss through the day. You know, absolutely you should do that. So do your self-care things. Thanks for hanging out with Mega today and joining them in the raid. And we are playing Vampire Therapist. Good. I have to wait for 5 more durians to grow before I finish the murals. Gross. And how long is that going to take? There is some sensitive content in this game, just as an FYI, guys. So, you know, trigger warning for death, sexuality, substance abuse, and the like. So, you know, definitely if you have any concerns about such things, this may not be the stream for you today. You'll get done next stream, you think? Do or do not. There is no try. Or something. Unlucky on your fossils and fire geo. It's gross. Have you considered being luckier? Follow me for more life tips. There is a Stream Raiders battle if anyone's playing. Hey Jamie boy, saying hi from work. We'll be back when things are less crazy, but I hope stream is going well. Gotta pay taxes first. Yes, we love paying taxes. I have, but it seems like life has other ideas. All right, I'll be here. Just as a reminder, guys, if you pay your taxes, we will be sending out physical A-coins at the end of the year. Megan, did you just claim second and third? I don't know what to do with that information. All right. So before I forget, variables, persisted user, mega, geek. So second, you do not get third if you claim second. And then platforms, third, max 2 per stream, which means someone else can still have it. And enable. I mean, it could be, but here's the thing. I actually use the counters and stuff for the first, second, and third because I track it. So, you know, that is something that is concerning when people are coming in and doing it on purpose. So if you did it on purpose, please don't in the future. If you didn't do it on purpose, it's easy for me to fix because I can manually edit your values anyway.
So let me get this straight. My mind is a train, yes? And it will receive a stake in its heart?
Yes, so something to keep in mind is that I actually have it set up so first, second, and third will disappear when they're redeemed. So any redeem that has a limited value in my rewards there, when you guys expend all the charges on it, it will actually be removed from the list until end of stream. And then when we end stream, it will automatically re-enable them all. I've designed it that way just to keep the list tidier. Because, like, it's frustrating when I see a redeem I want to use, but it's limited to a certain number per stream. So I can't redeem it. So I opted to take the path of least resistance and just remove them from the list when you guys can't redeem them. I mean, that's fair. I often state that I can't read. Often my greatest failing in life is my inability to read. That and kryptonite, but you know. You show to a job interview and say your greatest weakness is kryptonite and bullets and they don't take you seriously for some reason. Fun fact, I did actually interview for a job I didn't want, and when they asked for my greatest weakness, I said kryptonite and bullets. Didn't get a second interview. It's a tragedy.
Well, now you're just being nitpicky with my words. You know what I'm saying. You can't think of anything but blood and sex. You don't know what's best for Dr. Drain.
But what's the plan for the rest of the night, Mega?
And I suppose you know what's best for him, American. I suppose it's faith in the good Lord Jesus Christ and the cold caress of a gun.
Meow?
I know enough to know I don't have all the answers.
Oh, bravo! Thank you for enlightening me. What an inspiring genius you are.
I really don't like Lord Luridus.
Look, put Dr. Drain back on. I want to get his take on all this.
Probably working more on migrating VODs and agonizing over how my interview went today. You did great. I believe in you.
But of course, talk to him all you like. He's a good boy now and knows what's best for him.
Does he?
Doc, what's going on here? This ain't you. You're maybe the most motivated fella I ever met. Lord Luridus ain't who you are.
Don't you see, Sam? He is who I am. When I drank that real blood again, I knew it. I felt him. Every time I indulge, he will take over.
Okay.
Look, Doc, you're going to the most extreme consequences here. Thinking the worst is gonna happen every time you drink blood ain't too scientific.
I mean, it requires more testing for sure.
Maybe you ain't got your intake right yet. Or maybe getting a bit more satisfaction will make Luridus less, desperate. Him showing up doesn't need to be the end, partner.
I suppose my horror at his presence is tainting my interpretation of the data. I shall endeavor to be a little more clear-headed. It's just, I wish that Lord Luridus were not a natural outcome of my vampiric needs. It isn't fair. I have worked so hard to overcome our curse. Don't I deserve a better nature?
Dang, that fella looks pretty down. What can I do?
Tell him a joke, give him some cowboy wisdom, tell him things will be okay. I think I did all right, but I keep hearing things like, I wonder if you'd be better fit for this other role we have, and such, so I don't think they liked me for the role. I mean, that's the thing, though. That's still a good thing. Just because you don't get the job that you specifically apply for, they like you enough to try and find you a place in the organization, right? And I actually had my review for last year today. And my team lead was talking to me after, and he reminded me that, like, just because I do asset protection now doesn't mean I have to do that forever, right? It's a big company, and I could step into management or step down to being like sales staff or whatever, right? So, you know, if a company is looking to keep you, even for another role, you know, that's still good, right? They see potential in you. So I think that is a good sign that they're at least, you know, telling you that you might be better for another role. And, you know, I don't know what role you applied for or what skill sets you specifically have, right? But, you know, there's nothing saying that once you have some seniority in the company and develop your skill sets more, you can't apply to transfer to another role in the same company, right? Like, you know, there's always potential for lateral or vertical repositioning within an organization, you know? There's a Stream Raiders battle for anyone that's playing. We are doing dungeons, so they are 6-minute battles, but you do get rubies for them. So it's a trade-off, guys.
Partner, I got to pass on a little cowboy wisdom here. And that is, a horse is a horse. Of course, of course.
Good God. I think my brain just succumbed to age and rotted out of my head. If that is cowboy wisdom, I shudder to imagine what cowboy ignorance is.
Drain! Drain! Really?
I'm serious. Tell me, Doc, what is a horse?
A four-legged equine-esque animal that is generally used for labor.
Equus ferus cavalus, an ungulate of the family Equidae. Herbivorous perissodactyls, they...
No, I didn't say classify a horse. I asked what is a horse.
What do you mean, what is a horse?
I'm asking just that. Don't describe it, just tell me what's a horse.
I mean, isn't describing something a form of telling what it is?
What the hell are you saying? A horse is a horse.
Of course, of course.
Of course.
And nobody can talk to a horse, of course.
I'm sorry, when is the sunrise today? I think I should like to meet it.
And what are you, Dr. Drain?
I'm a vampire.
You are a vampire. That is correct.
And a vampire is a vampire. Of course. So what would you tell a friend who's feeling bad about being a vampire?
I would tell them that it is ridiculous to feel bad about what they are.
Okay.
Let's soften that up a little.
I would tell them there is no reason to feel bad about what they are.
Okay.
So why don't you tell yourself that? You all right there, partner?
I don't think he is.
Just give me a moment. Dr. Drain, there is no reason to feel bad about what you are.
Yeehaw! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Please tell me you did not just hee-haw during my breakthrough.
We sure did.
I couldn't help it. I'm proud of you, Buckaroo.
Buckaroo!
Oh, yes, yes. Dr. Drain should be very proud of who he is. You forget, my little gun fetishist friend. I am Dr. Drain. I am the truest part of him. And you have no idea what depravities I've been up to, what uncharted places I have explored with my tongue alone.
I mean, I have thoughts at where they're going with this. I don't think they're going to explicitly say it. But I need to go get those, empanadas. And I just need a minute to reflect on my entire existence right now. Levy, you're in charge. Also, I returned. Levy, can we confirm that empanadas are just like Hot Pockets? Like, I know we talked about this like yesterday, 2 days ago, but like, now that I physically have one in my hands, I am 100% certain that this is just a like style of Hot Pocket, or a Hot Pocket is like a modified empanada, you know? Regardless of which way you want to take it. And then I will continue my stance that technically an empanada is a ravioli. You know? A dumpling is technically a ravioli, I guess.
And it's all Dr. Drain's fault. He made me feral.
All right, Dr. Drain, I know you're in there. We got to do something. You're giving a little too much blame to Lord Luridus here. You can control this guy, but because you're blaming him, you're giving him a pass to be depraved.
Oh, that's not why he gives me a pass, darling. It's because he loves depravity.
Oh, does he?
The murderous little pervert can't wait for me to take over. I should be so proud of how filthy he is. You know why he loves it when I take over? Because it feels good. He knows that, because he feels that delicious blood euphoria. It is because that is what he's meant to feel.
Okay.
No, you unfuckable wretch. Dr. Drain should not be proud of me.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up a second. Is he saying that Sam isn't a handsome cowboy?
I'm sick. I'm twisted. I am a filthy motherfucker. Or I would be, if she weren't long dead. Actually, I wonder where old Mama's buried.
Labeling?
I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to get Dr. Drain to feel bad by using them labels. How's he ever gonna come to terms with you if you're making yourself so gross to deal with?
Oh, perhaps you're not as stupid as you look. That's exactly why I call myself those incredibly accurate names. That's why he fears me. That's why he will always be my slave. He cannot bear to be associated with me, and yet here I am. You know, he thinks his mother died of old age. But you know what I think? I think she died of shame, because she knew I was her real son all along.
Set the new Stream Raiders battle if anyone's playing.
Oh, admit it. You know what Dr. Drain is.
A doctor? A vampire? An explorer? A scientist?
No matter how he may be, Dr. Drain is a creature of pure shame. That is the essence of his being. That is what makes me so strong.
What's up, Abby? What is that emote? Oh, you got your gold nut? Victory!
Why, I believe you've inspired something in me. I can add a new sentiment to my feelings about your little doctor. Pity. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Such a shame.
Congratulations.
Deny the poor little worm. If he loves science as much as he pretends to, he knows that I am inevitable. He should give in to me.
It ain't up to you to decide what Dr. Drain should or shouldn't do.
Congratulations on the third, Abby. Thanks for paying your taxes.
All them shoulds were the thing that made him lock you up in the first place. They're what made him afraid and ashamed, because he was always thinking about what he should be or do.
Of course, they were his own creation, but he cannot help it. He knows in his heart that he should...
He should.
Lord Luridus. Did I give you permission to speak, my little worm? I don't need permission. I just wanted to tell you something. Oh, he wants to tell me something. Well, go ahead, darling. Tell me something. I shall remember it when I'm shagging a football fanatic in a dumpster. I accept you. What do you mean you accept me? You cannot accept me. I am your nightmare made flesh. I am the reflection in the mirror you cannot see.
Is it really a reflection if I can't see it? Like, by definition?
Nevertheless, I accept you. I accept your bloodlust. I accept your violence. You accept my cock.
I mean, they share a body, isn't it? It'd be kind of hard to not accept it, I guess.
Yes, I accept even that. I will not deny you any longer. But as you are me, I am you.
Okay.
I take responsibility for all your actions. I shall feed you and nourish you, and you shall live by the Hippocratic oath I have sworn.
Okay.
Dare you to try, you sniveling... No, I do not need to try. You and I are one. I know you. I accept you. And I love you all the same. Curse you. Curse you both. You sicken me. You do not sicken me. I accept you.
We listen and we do not judge.
No. I accept you. No!
Dr. Drain, are you all right?
Are you alright? Also, you can just switch personalities at will?
Yes, Sam. I am fine.
You look fine.
I feel fine. It is a very new feeling.
Okay.
I'm not sure I know what to do with it.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but do you want to go down and dance in the club?
Dance? Dance. Would I like to dance?
That's the question, Dr. Drain.
Yes. Yes, I would like to dance. Let us dance.
I was hoping you wouldn't say yes, but let's go, partner.
Oh, Sam's gonna dance. This is the end game, guys. Character growth. We're breaking out of our mold from the Footloose town.
Come on, Sam. Let us cut rough.
I ain't much of a dancer.
Neither am I, but dancing is what I feel like doing.
I guess we're dancing then.
Now, what the hell am I looking at?
Oh, Bert.
I guess that explains why Sam doesn't dance.
Rude. What's up, Orc? Thanks for paying your taxes.
I usually check in with him after a session, but he has disappeared.
Check it out, Sugar Blood.
Sugar Blood.
What is he doing?
Allegedly dancing.
I think he's goth square dancing.
Goth square dancing.
So he is. We should not laugh.
Yeah. Don't be a dick, Bert. Alright, enjoy your Lurkies, Drongo. Thanks for being here.
Now circle round.
But then again, that is a shit statement. The master therapist once again enters his domain. Good evening, Samuel.
Oh, come on, Andy. I'm just the right cowpoke in the right place at the right time.
A cowpoke who has a habit of disqualifying the positive. It is ungracious to deny a compliment, my dear. You are an excellent therapist and an inspiring dancer.
We're doing okay, Orc. Streamers battle started, guys. Once again, 6-minute dungeons, so we're gonna be doing a lot of them today. Let's grind out the rubies for people that are trying to get the units and the skin tickets. We're doing good. I had my review at work today. So I was successful contributor, which is, you know, on the scale of contributing to not contributing, that is good. Which means I met all my goals, work-wise and personal-wise, because, and I like this at jobs do this, is you write an individual development plan. So, like, they give you what your targets are, and then you provide what you want to work on. So, you know, they had positive things to say about, you know, what they expect of me, and they had positive things to say about my growth in the things that I said I wanted to work on. So that was good. You know, not fired. And, you know, they believe I'm doing very well for someone that doesn't come from a loss prevention background. You know? Because, like, even before I did loss prevention here, like, I only did security for a year, right? I'm actually a customer service background and a tech background. So, you know, onwards and upwards and all that, right?
All right. That's enough of that.
You are seeing Senora Desley tonight, yes? How do you feel about her progress?
All right, and let's just review the Senora real quick. Last session, I do have leadership potential. The deeper I dig, the angrier Isabella gets. I don't think we're even at the core of it yet. But she's fierce as hell with her husband and son. Adored her son more than anything. A little too much, maybe. Feels betrayed by both her husband and her son. Seems angry with herself that she wasn't able to control either of them. Maybe madder herself than her boys. I tried to push Isabella to be a little more selfish. She can't control another human being, so maybe she can worry about herself first.
I don't know. That lady can really hold some grudges. I think she's starting to think about herself a little more, though.
What's up, Abby?
An ancient grudge is a difficult thing to forget. It can become a part of one's very identity. Vlad Tepes only became Dracula because he was obsessed with the Turks, remember?
Yeah, I don't think the Senora's that far gone.
Do you feel you are prepared for whatever distortions she might bring today?
Orc, what are you up to tonight?
Well, let me think about that.
Labeling, short statements, blaming, catastrophizing.
All right, filled my chamber. I'm ready to go.
Let's get it.
I don't remember people being like this about crossbows.
Well, you can take the cowboy out of the West, but you can't take the West out of the cowboy.
So, well, good luck tonight, Samuel. I will leave you to it.
All right, deep breath, Sammy boy. Here she comes. Bonanati, Senora.
I feel like that's not even a little correct, Sam.
What?
It's Italian. I thought I'd learn how to say hello to you properly. Bonanati.
No. No, I cannot repeat it.
Oops.
I appreciate your attempt to speak in my language, but please do not attempt to do so again.
Wow. You know what? I appreciate that she's not being super rude about it, at least, you know? She's like, I appreciate it, but please don't because you're doing it so bad. You know, I would actually be okay with that answer personally, you know? Acknowledge that I made the effort, but tell me, like, I don't need to, you know?
Good evening, Senora.
I apologize. I am feeling delicate tonight.
What's going on, Senora?
The realization that I am merely a repulsive, angry old woman becomes disappointingly clear. It weighs upon me in more than one way.
Whoa there, Senora. What's with the labeling? You think calling yourself names is gonna make you feel better?
No, but perhaps it will help me accept reality, as you have been encouraging me to do.
I never said anything about calling yourself nasty names.
I am repulsive, I am angry, and I am old. They are not names, they are hard truths.
It's looking at yourself in unkind ways, that's what it is. This can't be coming from nowhere, Senora. What's the deal? Last time we were talking, you seemed to be feeling pretty good.
You want to know why I am disgusted with myself? Here, look.
Whoa, hello there.
That's a pretty good picture of a centaur.
I know. It is terrible.
I mean... Okay, you know what? We'll do it. Question. Should James hold up the stream to draw a centaur? Yes. No. You have 10 minutes to vote. Gamble your acorns or don't. A draw will be treated as a no.
I wouldn't say that at all, Senora. In fact, I think it's beautiful. I can tell you put a lot of love into this thing.
It is an entirely juvenile effort. There is nothing redeemable about this rubbish.
Once again, I warn you guys that she is doing way better than I could possibly ever do here.
Believe me, Senora, I know horses. You're a heck of an artist.
Then why do I feel nothing but shame when I look upon it? If I feel nothing but disgust, then it is disgusting.
Oh, I know, but you know, it's funny to make polls, Abby. And if I'm gonna get you guys to spend your channel points, you know, I'll take it.
Don't judge your art based on how you alone feel. Feelings ain't reality. Someone else is always gonna have another opinion.
You are indeed correct. But no one will see this insult to Chiron.
Now, what the heck did you go and do that for, Senora?
Sag.
I did what one should do with garbage. It is better that the world never see such horrors.
Should.
Now, who the heck said you should go ripping up your art? Where's that should coming from?
It is the destiny of trash to be discarded. What happens if we leave rubbish sitting around?
Am I gonna get discarded? Am I trash?
My husband used to leave his filthy chicken bones everywhere.
Wife, do not tell me what I should do. The dogs will clean it up.
I don't think your dog should be eating chicken bones. I'm pretty sure that's how they choke.
He invited maggots into my beautiful home. Are you suggesting that I was wrong to say we should have thrown away his disgusting refuse?
Now, come on, Senora. Comparing something you should do to be clean and healthy ain't the same as saying you should trash your artwork. If you want to see real horror, ask me to draw anything other than my gun.
Abby would never rig anything. I know that if Levy cared enough, she could win this poll by voting no.
I mean, what are you really looking for here, Senora? You looking to bring this fella to life with your brush? You think if you don't produce something completely perfect, it's garbage?
is my proportionally incorrect centaur. No, I meant to be muted still, Levy. The intent was that, you know, you guys didn't hear me shit talk my own art. See, it's not negativity if you guys don't know about it. I mean, this is the light in this room, Abby. You know? But, you know, there's my centaur. Such as he is. I mean, it is a horse, man. I made the horse body too big was the largest problem, and I can't draw hands. But, like, so far as things go, it didn't turn out too bad, you know? But the intent was for the mic to be muted because I talk to myself a lot while I'm drawing. I'm not going to do the outlining or anything, but, you know, that could be a future James problem. That was your intent, Levy.
Yes. I apply the same standards to myself as I do to everyone else. Leonardo da Vinci once painted an illustration of my city of Mantua for me. It was beautiful. Leonardo had a mastery over art that modern mortals will never understand. But it was full of imperfections. The shape of one of the windows was wrong. The clouds looked slightly unnatural. I lit the painting on fire rather than let him embarrass himself. So why would I choose to embarrass myself?
You lit a Leonardo da Vinci on fire?
I lit rubbish on fire. Da Vinci painted it, but it was still rubbish.
Dang, that fella must have been terrified of you.
He was, though he had no reason to be. All he had to do was be better. It had nothing to do with me.
Isabella's moods have consequences, though she is loath to admit responsibility.
He was, though he had no reason to be. All he had to do...
Senora, with all due respect, are you kidding me? That fella was afraid of you, not a failure. What would have happened if you hadn't lit his painting on fire?
Then he would have been ashamed of a terrible piece of art.
Senora, this need for perfection you've got, it ain't doing good things for you.
How can you say this? By demanding perfection, I improve the work of others. I improve the work of myself.
Well, maybe that's true, but you're doing something less useful.
And what is that?
You're terrifying everyone. You're limiting your dating opportunities.
Senora, your standards are way too high. There ain't no way anyone can reach them.
So you keep saying. But there is nothing wrong with setting a high standard. The problem is the low standards of others. It is shameful to not strive for greatness. I will not tolerate your setting low standards. You will not disgrace my peasants with shallow thoughts. Am I understood?
Yes, ma'am. No, wait, I meant to say... You're limiting your dating opportunities. Nobody's perfect, Senora.
I don't know if she's looking to date, you know? She's got very negative views of her ex-husband.
I did not condemn myself to immortality so that I could sleep around. Do you really think dating is my primary concern?
Well, maybe not. But there's something else. Senor, I gotta be honest here. You're terrifying everyone. You're terrifying your artists, your family, even yourself. Failure's a part of life. If imperfection's a mortal sin to you, ain't nobody gonna let you in on their imperfections. Not you, not your husband, and not your son neither.
How dare you? How dare you lecture me, peasant?
All the vampires got scary, like evil forms.
How dare you suggest that I was anything less than the perfect mother to my Federico? You worm! Ho sputato sulla tomba di tua madre! Vi maledico alle vele più profonde dell'inferno!
Alright, well, now I need to Google translate Italian to English. Ho sputato sulla tomba. I spat on the tomb of the mother. I figured that one out before we even finished. V Maledico. Maledico. I will make you wish. Something about the Infernos of Hell? Fondi del Inferno. I spit on your mother's grave. I will torture you to the deepest levels of hell. Huh. Am I racist? You think, Doc, if I hate certain blood types? I would say no, because at a genetic level, you know, any ethnicity could have any blood type, right? So I don't think that, I don't think having a preference to drinking a blood type as a vampire would make you racist. Like, I don't drink blood, so I can't specifically say, but I could imagine that different blood types would taste different, right? But also, like, they've implied that, you know, blood has the taste of the things that you eat, which also could likely make sense. So I guess, Bard, the question at that point becomes, what do you define as a blood type? Are you saying that you don't like Asian blood, or you don't like A positive blood? Because like the question is vague enough that I could be taking it either way. A, B, O. I would say no, based on my original assertion that any ethnicity could have any blood type. Wherein, you know, I don't think it'd be a racial issue. It would be a bias towards a certain blood type for sure. I don't know if there would be a specific term for that. Likely, if we were vampires, there would be. Many shows with vamps have it on that vamps prefer have preference in types. I love that you're taking that serious. Thank you, Bard. Here's the thing. You know, if you want an opinion on something, I will absolutely give it to you, right? I know it's a joke, but the important thing sometimes is that we ask questions to get people thinking, you know, regardless of what we're doing and this, that, and the other thing. The fact that we can get out here and challenge each other and ask those questions and have real conversations sometimes about things. It's what I really do love about the platform. Right? And any day that you can learn something new or learn a new way of thinking is good. That's why I'm actually really enjoying this game. There are conversations that I'm not prepared to have on Twitch. You know, and you know, if ever I shut down a question, yeah, and yes, blood is not race, so not racist, right? But like, if there's ever a conversation that I shut down, don't be afraid to DM me and ask if we can talk about it off stream, because like, a lot of times I'm prepared to have a conversation and be educated about something I don't know. But there are also times that I don't want to derail stream. I think it's too sensitive a topic to discuss in front of people. I might have my own bias, and I need time to compose myself and think about it objectively. Okay, so about sandwiches. Okay, Bard, have you heard of the cube rule? I will just post a link. I won't go over the whole cube rule right now. Oops. Okay, so here's a link to the cube rule website. Right? So here's the question that I have, Bard. Okay, so Bard, just real quick, before you go. I had empanadas for dinner. Is an empanada a Hot Pocket, which is technically a pierogi? Or, according to the cube rule, something that has something on all sides is a Pop-Tart, a sandwich? You know? Technically, any kind of dumpling is a calzone, which means that Pop-Tarts, empanadas, and dumplings are all the same thing. There's your think about it for the day, I guess. I'm just gonna pin that cube rule for now. Yes, that can be pinned for the next 20 minutes. Love it. But yeah, Levy, you would be better versed in that. I don't actually watch a lot of vampire shows. You know, like Underworld, I saw that back in the day. That got really weird really fast. Blade with Wesley Snipes. But like, I never really got into Interview with a Vampire and all that stuff.
Federico loved me. He knew that I knew what was best for him. Pull out your cognitive distortions now and I will take your head from your neck.
That's a little aggressive.
I ain't never said Federico didn't love you. All I'm saying was...
Was?
Zitto! Shut up, fool! You presume to tell me what I know. You, a common murderer! You who can barely speak your own language! I demanded perfection from my Federico so that he would not end up like his father, a degenerate leper whose pin is hung by a thread of putrescent skin. I do not tolerate imperfection, not from myself, not from this world, and not from my son!
I didn't do Interview with Vampire Show, but I did Buffy, True Blood, and Vampire Diaries and books. Yes, but like, I'm just saying that I have seen basically nothing. I've seen like 3 movies. You know? Like, I have thoughts on vampires, because I've played things like Vampire the Masquerade, but like, I don't know anything about vampires in TV, right?
You know what, Senora? If you want to have that kind of control, you're gonna have it all by your lonesome. I'm trying to help you, and you're screaming at me. Why? Because you can't stand being wrong? If I'm too scared to talk to you, what the hell are we doing here? What do you want me to do, lie to you? I ain't gonna do that, Isabella D'Este. If you're looking for perfection, you're only gonna find liars, and that ain't me.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you are right. Oh, Federico, what have I done?
Hey, it's okay, Senora.
I haven't seen it, Mega. You know, I asked this at one point, and I never actually followed through on it. But, like, do we want to do, like, a movie of the month or book of the month club, and then, like, once a month I guess it would be towards the end of the month, but, like, we meet up in Discord and just discuss whatever book or movie or whatever we do. Also, if anyone's on the Discord, I'm not going to do question of the week anymore. There's not really a lot of interest in it seems. So, you know, it's just, you know, I was posting, I think I wasn't posting particularly interesting or thought-provoking questions. Have a good night, Abby. Thanks for stopping in. But, like, I wasn't posting particularly interesting or thought-provoking questions, so I didn't think that people were particularly interested in it. But it was more of I wanted to get to know the community, and, like, I just wanted to know, like, about you guys and stuff. But, you know, there didn't seem to be a lot of interest in it, so we're not gonna keep doing that. The movie is good, the show is better. I don't know if I actually have an interest in watching it in either case, though, so...
He barely spoke to me when he came back from the Vatican. And when I asked him how he was, he would say, "I am fine, mother." Of course he knew better than to talk to me. His father never did. No doubt it was I who drove them into the brothels.
Blaming.
Isabella is assuming her husband's decisions were entirely to do with her, but he was a human with his own mind, however flawed.
Yeah, but she's blaming herself.
Of course he knew better than to talk.
I think that's simplifying things a little, Senora. Your boys made their own decisions. There probably were a lot of reasons they went to the brothels, but putting it all on yourself just ain't accurate. You couldn't read their minds or control their behaviors.
Perhaps not. But I am certain their whores did not criticize them as I did.
I mean, likely not.
I was only trying to make them demand better of themselves. Why did the world punish me for this? I read my Wikipedia page, you know. It was full of lies and slander. No doubt this is how history remembers me, with slander I have earned.
I read that Wikipedia page too, Senora. You know how I read it. People are in awe of you. They call you the First Lady of the Renaissance, you know.
This only proves that Machiavelli was right. If one cannot be loved and feared, it is best to be feared.
I think you're a little too down on yourself today, Senora. But here's what I think of Isabella d'Este.
I think you're smart. I think you're ambitious. I think you're a caring person.
You are so dang smart, Senora. I don't think people these days get an education like yours, and you take it seriously. You know about art, music, philosophy, religion.
Of course, I know much about physics, biology, and mathematics as well. Do not think me simply a woman of the arts.
See what I mean? I'm only 200-some years old, and I think it's gonna take me another 200 to know half the stuff you know. You should be proud, Senora. You're ambitious as hell. From what you told me, it sounds like being a woman in your time wasn't an easy thing.
Ads in 2 minutes. Gross.
But you proved you were capable of anything, and people had to respect that. Hell, you even ran your own city. You're gutsier than any man I've ever known.
I mean, I wish I got to run a city. I don't know what I'd do with it.
This gutsy word very much, but I suppose I did well for my time.
Senora, you did well for any time, believe me.
I think you're a caring person.
What? You come off as pretty harsh. I think we can agree on that. But you're a caring person. You want the best for the people you care about, no matter how hard it is on you. You literally gave your life to care for your family.
No one has ever called me a caring person before.
Am I wrong? Going through death for family seems like you care a lot.
A little too much, perhaps.
I ain't gonna disagree with you there. Pardon me for saying so, but I see why people were falling over themselves to paint you. You got grace and style such like I ain't never seen back home, not even at a fancy cotillion. Those ladies would probably kill to have your fashion sense.
Well, thank you for saying so, Sam. It is gratifying to know that my eye for fashion is noted. I certainly know how to wear a hat.
I don't know how to wear a hat. I don't think I pull off hats particularly well.
Well, that thing looks great on you. No doubt I could wear it half as well.
At least you can pull off a hat, Sam.
That is certainly true. You have been so kind to me. Kinder than I have been to you.
You deserve kindness. And you deserve to give yourself some kindness too.
No one has ever spoken to me the way you do. I suppose I never allowed them to. Sam, I know I am old. I know I am difficult. But would you ever consider a woman such as I?
No, Andy said we're not allowed to.
Senora, I'm here to help you on your personal journey. Let's not complicate that.
Of course. I am just being foolish. I am so used to people being afraid of me that, of course, I fall for the first person who is not.
Senora, I think if you can learn to give people a little room, they're gonna adore you.
What if they see me as weak if I am gentle? What if my bearing was the thing that earned me respect?
I'm gonna boil some water. I'll be back. Levy, you're in charge. Hey, listen. Someone smarter than me. Not smarter, but like, cinnamon. Looks kind of like tree bark. Is cinnamon tree bark? Alright, welcome back from ad jail. The water's still boiling. Someone remind me to go make my tea in like a minute.
Like so many women.
Senora, I don't think anyone would discard and ignore you. You don't exactly fit into the background, you know. You're pulling back a little and letting people make their mistakes doesn't make you weak, and it definitely ain't gonna make them discard you. I'm a gentle fella. You don't think I'm weak, do you?
No, I do not.
So don't go thinking you are, all right? I'm not saying you gotta be meek, Senora. I reckon that ain't in your nature. I'm just saying to start with compassion. People are doing their best out there, and they deserve an understanding when they ain't perfect. Same goes for you. Don't go ripping up your art because it ain't perfect. Nobody's expecting that from you or anyone, not even Da Vinci.
Yes, I suppose I must resign to the truth. I am powerless before inevitable imperfection. I suppose the Calvinists were right.
Now don't go running in the opposite direction, Senora. That ambition comes from you. Not everyone's got it.
It's inner bark? Okay, so it is still tree bark though, right?
So, keep striving to be better. Just give yourself a little compassion when you don't meet those super high standards you got. And there ain't nothing wrong with holding other people to a high standard now. We ain't gonna be gods, but we can have ideals.
Okay, because like I put cinnamon in my tea, right? But like I was looking at it, I was like, this looks like tree bark, you know? That means it's good for you though, right? If I'm just drinking tree bark, it's just it's all natural or whatever, right?
I believe you are wiser than I say. It is most humbling.
A slow horse who can still get his carrots is quicker than the ones who run fast.
And then you say something like that, and I am no longer quite so humbled.
Well,
And don't be humbled by me, Senora. I'm a simple man, just a more honest one these days. Look, let's remember what brought you in here in the first place.
what brought us here in the first place?
You saw that Space Wars movie and all its related to that. I want to give you a challenge. I want you to find a piece of art to like.
Okay.
Anything. A painting, some music, a movie, heck, even a video game. And you enjoy that thing for what it is, not hate it for what it isn't.
Video games are not art.
Do you know that, Senora? I bet there's lots of video games with redeeming value.
I do not think they are for me.
Well, fair enough. Just find something, and we can talk about it next time. You can use the internet. I hear it's full of lists of things people like.
Oh, I love using the internet. I've never picked a fight on the internet just because I could. I've never in my life just looked at something and be like, I could pick a fight here.
Very well. I will do this then. Sam, thank you for being so kind to me.
Well, I'll thank you to join me in being kind to you, okay, Senora? I'll see you in a few weeks.
Yes. Well then. Goodbye, Sam. Until we meet again.
Did we make an appointment to see Dr. Drain in a few weeks?
Adios, Senora.
Well, well. A confession of love from the first lady of the Renaissance.
But I didn't take her up on it, Andy. Do you know why? Because Sam, like James, is forever alone.
Oh, shucks, she ain't in love with me.
I know, I am teasing, but I am impressed, Samuel. Warmed her dead heart.
It was touch and go there for a bit. I thought she really was gonna rip my head off.
But you were not afraid, as she said. They make strong men in the American West.
Tough living will do that to you, sure enough.
Relax. I hear you were dancing the other night.
I was dancing the other night.
Oh, nuts.
You were there. I was there.
Do not be embarrassed, Samuel. But let us go downstairs. The night is still young and there's much to celebrate.
Who wants to go dancing?
All right, Andy. I think I'm game for a little R&R.
Crimson Sweet Sanguine. Tonight we are celebrating. I am pouring us all some shots. Verona Virgin 1492. A taste of a different time.
You know I don't like drinking anything but fresh, Andy.
I know, dearest. This is a rare occasion. Samuel here was able to help a 500-year-old let go of her anger. So let us toast her age. To the Renaissance.
To the Renaissance.
That tastes like dirt.
Well, I don't know how to feel about that. Once again, because I've never really drank blood, but night, Mega. Thanks for coming to hang out. Have a good sleep.
Ugh, I think I got a clot in it.
It's not very good, is it? Ah well. Then let us instead post leaving the past where it belongs.
I think I've had my fill of the past tonight already.
I've got a better idea.
Is that so? Of course, my dearest. I am delighted for you to share yourself.
Okay.
I'd like a little privacy. Come on, cowboy. Follow me to the kink room.
Crimson's trying to seduce us. I need an adult.
All right, then.
Smile, Samuel. You have the favor of a very special woman. It has been too long since I tended my own bar. Go have fun.
Oh, and he's gonna be a bartender, I guess.
Okay, Andy, you have a good night.
Hey, cowboy.
Hey, Crimson.
Hi, Crimson.
Look, handsome. There's a reason I wanted to get you alone. Wanted to pick your brain about something.
Oh, she's not trying to seduce us. She's gonna get us to psychoanalyze Andy.
I'm hearing about all these clients of yours being stuck for hundreds of years, and I keep thinking, what if that's me?
What if that's you?
I've been half dead for 20 years. But do I want it to be 200?
I don't know, do you?
Have you talked to Andy about this?
Yeah, but he's 3,000 years old. 20 years to him is like a month. I'm getting a little jealous of your vamps, if I'm honest. They're all moving forward, but I'm stuck in the same place. I've got Andy keeping me alive, but I'm not sure I'm living. The way I see it, either I decide my time's up, or I decide to become a vampire.
I mean, being a vampire ain't so bad, Crimson.
So, I wanted to ask, what's your favorite thing about living forever?
Oh, I absolutely don't want to live forever, Crimson.
I like the night. Mortals are so tied to the sun, they miss out on a whole nother world.
I mean, I haven't lived during the daytime in hundreds of years, so I feel like it's the same problem, Sam.
The night ain't so hectic. We ain't getting messages at all hours because everyone else is asleep. We got time for reading, for art, whatever we like, really. Crimson, in the end, this is your decision. You gotta decide for your own reasons.
I know. You're right, Sam. It's helpful to get a youngster's perspective, though. Now, are we gonna get to biting?
No.
Oh, we're still doing that.
Oh, we're still doing. Yeah, exactly, right?
Get in here, cowboy. Hey, leave my arteries alone.
I thought I was turning you into a vampire.
Just hold still there.
Hey, leave.
Shoot, just hold still there.
Hey, leave my.
Shoot,
I'm not good at this, guys. There we go.
there's something else.
Not bad, cowboy. But you don't need to bite. Just let your teeth sink in next time. If if your partner is relaxed, they'll just slide right in.
Oh, well, thanks, Crimson. I'll try to remember that.
Bet you're pretty sleepy now, huh?
Well, yeah, now that you mention it.
She drugged us.
Go get some sleep then, cowboy.
She took melatonin right before she had us drink her blood.
I'm glad you're around.
Where else would I be? I'm glad to be of service, ma'am. You have a fine evening.
Samuel, good evening. How is my ever-impressive protege tonight?
So Edmund, I guess that's it for Eddie. He quit therapy today. I guess I'll close out my notes. Eddie got cast to play as some famous clown he had a rivalry with back in the day. He's rekindled his love for acting, not just the audience. Still thinks everyone is waiting for him to light up the stage, obsessed with his own Wikipedia. I don't know how I feel about this one. I hope I'm wrong and that Eddie's gonna be fine, though actors are strange.
Looking forward to a night off, boss. I haven't heard from Eddie, so I was thinking about a nice hot bath.
An excellent idea. A little self-care goes a long way. I do have bubble bath if you would like to borrow some.
See? See? Even Andy thinks self-care is important.
Andromachos the Mighty uses bubble bath, huh? I wouldn't have guessed.
There is only one type of human who does not like bubbles.
Liars?
Well, I was going to say werewolves, but I suppose it is the bath part they dislike, not the bubbles.
Oh, well, I ain't no liar, so I'd love some bubble bath. In fact, well, tarnation, I guess the bubble bath is postponed.
No bubble bath.
Handle Edmund's distortions. It sounds as though they will be intense.
Well, let me think real quick.
Labeling. Blaming. Short statements. Mind reading.
I think I got it.
I mean, I don't really care for baths too much. You know, I have a bath like every other month if you're lucky.
I suspect you have difficult work ahead tonight. I wish you the best of luck, Samuel.
Thanks, Andy. Hold on, Sammy boy, here he comes.
Here he comes.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
You like my costume, Sam?
Oh, well, sure. Did you come right from that production you were talking about last time?
Yes. I flew right here after the performance. I had to tell you how it went.
Apparently not well.
So, how did it go?
Oh, you should have been there. You could have seen how the audience... They loved me.
Did they?
Hey, well, that's fantastic, Eddie. I was a little worried when I heard you coming. I wasn't expecting you tonight.
But why would you worry? You knew who I was. The great Edmund Keene. Of course the audience would love me. Oh, my dear boy, how they did laugh at the great clown Piero.
Well, that's amazing, Eddie. Gave that Grimaldi fellow a run for his money, huh?
Grimaldi would have never achieved as many laughs as I clearly earned.
You don't sound too happy about it, Eddie.
Piero is supposed to be a tragic clown, but they laughed.
Okay.
Just laughed and laughed and laughed.
That doesn't sound so great.
Oh, Eddie.
They laughed at my heartbreak when my wife left me for a respectable man. They laughed when I held my dying child in my arms.
All right, that's definitely not when you want people to be laughing.
They laughed as I succumbed to drink, damning God for not taking me. They laughed as I slit my own throat when 'twas no trick, for I am already dead. So you see, it was all very, very funny.
Yeah.
Eddie, I'm so sorry. That reaction sounds horrifying.
Doesn't sound great.
No, but of course it wasn't. I believe this role was made for me. It was made so that people could laugh at me. So laugh, my dear boy. Laugh.
I believe the role was made for me.
The part Edmund played is far older than he is. I do not think it's right.
No.
Eddie, I know you're hurting right now. I know people can be cruel. But they ain't looking to be cruel to you in particular. That's one of them cognitive distortions. Personalization. It means...
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't tell me a fucking thing about cognitive distortions! Do you think I don't know what they are?
Okay.
Do you think I do not employ each and every one, every single moment of every single day?
Okay.
I am a professional liar, but no lie is so carefully constructed as that of Edmund Kean.
Okay.
You told me to deal with reality as it is. So be it. This is Edmund Kean.
Uh-oh.
A minstrel, a jester, a fool, a clown. A clown whose greatest joke is to pretend for even a moment that he is not one.
Eddie, you're a human. You're the most complicated being to walk the earth. You got more years behind you than I do. Them labels ain't doing anything for you except locking you into an identity that ain't good for you.
They are more honest labels than Edmund, the great and respected actor. Edmund, the normal, respectable man.
Eddie, I don't want you using any labels. All they're doing is creating false expectations for yourself.
But you see, my dear boy, all that is impressive about Edmund Kean is just illusion. It has always been an illusion. That is what the stage is, but it is my life as well.
Okay.
Go ahead and ask me, therapist. Ask me, who is Edmund Kean?
All right. Who is Edmund Kean?
Do not ask. I will tell you. Edmund Kean is nothing. There is no Edmund Kean. I have never met the man, or even the boy. I have known Shylock, Richard III, Hamlet, Lear, Othello, Macbeth, Romeo, Cupid.
Okay.
But people loved all of those characters. Wherefore would they love Edmund? Edmund had to become a character as well.
Okay.
And I have played Edmund for so long that naught lies beneath. A hollow man sits before you. As other vampires have said, what is a man anyway? A miserable pile of secrets, a mountain of pretty lies.
Okay.
Eddie, that ain't true, and I'll tell you why.
We all lie. People are good. Life ain't miserable. We all lie.
All lie, Eddie. Deep down, we're all still scared animals who can't tell the difference between a booing audience and a lion ripping out our throats. For all the time my blood was pumping, I played a tough guy. Slaughtering Sam, they called me. I like that name. You want to know why?
Because it made you feel safe.
Why?
Because it made me feel safe.
Man!
Under that grizzled exterior, I was still just a scared little boy. But that little boy was me, Eddie.
You understand me? Though we have played different parts, the character underneath is the same, perhaps. Do you remember that I played Cupid as a boy?
Yeah, that was your first role.
That was your breakout role, right?
I learned that if I smiled and spoke sweetly, people would view me as something other than street trash.
Street
I
trash?
wouldn't have to go hungry. I wouldn't have to be sold to some bloated factory owner. Edmund Kean was worthless to anyone. Another mouth to feed, another body to clothe. So I knew I had to make him disappear. I thought if I suppressed Edmund and became the character the public wanted, I would be rewarded. But this illusion, this character of Edmund Kean, he has brought me to such unspeakable depths. Do you know why I sought to become a vampire? Why I dwelt in dark places until the curse of immortality was given to me?
Why?
I became a vampire because I was afraid that my son Charles would be a more successful actor than I was. I could not let his legacy overtake mine.
Huh.
I had to be sure that I was the Keen that would be remembered.
Dang, Eddie. That's a lot.
Yes, I have been monstrous. I needed to be the most beloved. I needed my every demand fulfilled. I had my own pet lion. I rode my horse indoors. I flew into a rage if anyone denied me sexual gratification. As an immortal, my fears have made me even more terrible. How many promising young actors I have killed because I felt they threatened my legacy. So many lives cut short because I, and I alone, know what acting must be.
Okay.
Indeed, the very reason I am wearing these clothes is because I could not bear the idea that Grimaldi brought something to the stage that I could not. Do you see how pathetic I am? I am battling a man who has been dead for almost 200 years.
Okay.
The audience was right. I am a most laughable creature. I know what they are thinking, what they have always thought. Look at the fool actor. Look how he debases himself by begging for our approval.
Eddie, you don't know what they're thinking. At all. We've been going over this for months now. All you know is what you know. You're concerning yourself with the thoughts of everyone else that you can't even know. It ain't no wonder that you got no sense of self.
Yes, you're right. I see that now. This monster that is Edmund Keen was created for the audience, but I do not know them. I believe 'twas not my talents that earned the adoration of the public. Perhaps they only ever loved me because I demanded they do so.
Okay.
The important thing here is accept things as they are, compadre.
I cannot accept things as they are, my dear boy. How can I? How can I accept that I have forced everyone around me to confirm my lie of an existence? How can I accept the people I defiled to satisfy my ego? The son I was relieved to see die? The blood I have spilled to sustain my legacy?
Yeah, you don't want that, Eddie.
It is all I have, and all I know. I have done such evil to protect it.
Okay.
So much is my poverty of spirit, so mighty, and yet with so many defects, in the vapor of my own glory smothered. No, my dear boy, what is done cannot be now amended. The child Edmund is buried, and this grim-visaged, wretched creature is all that remains.
Eddie, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You've done some truly awful stuff. Fear doesn't excuse the dastardly deeds you done. The shit you done ain't never going away.
Yes, go on, kick me, jeer, laugh at the vicious clown, tell him what a fool he is.
You ain't gonna play pity tricks on me or yourself. You acted like a lily-livered sumbitch, Eddie.
Okay.
I know that, because I've done some awful shit too. Because of my fear, I hurt scores of folks. Some strangers, some near and dear.
Okay.
And because of my fear, I pushed all that stuff down deep where no one could see it, just like you. I was too afraid to face myself.
Okay.
Once I didn't have a choice but to take a good look at myself, my first thought was that I deserved to go meet the sunrise, because I'm a coward too.
Well.
But there's something else we've got in common in addition to acting like yellow bellies, Eddie. You know what it is?
You could tell me.
We got time, Eddie. We got time to become new people. We got time to look at ourselves honestly and say, yeah, I've been a coward, but I ain't gonna be a coward anymore. So what'll it be, Eddie? You're gonna live forever. Will you do it as a coward or as a man?
I don't know how to be a man.
So you're giving up then?
No, I cannot maintain the facade any longer. I am revealed to myself. But Sam, I never learned to be a person. I stopped being real at 8 years old. Splot! Why did my fellow actors coddle me so? Why did they let me become a monster? They could have said no, but they did not.
Eddie, you gotta own your choices. Yeah, maybe they could have given you more discipline, but they didn't make you do them things you did. It's time to own up. If you're really gonna stop lying to yourself, it starts right here. What's assigning blame to a bunch of dead folks gonna do for you anyway?
But it was at least in part their fault. Who lets a child make the demands I made?
We ain't focusing on the people who gave in to a kid who was too big for his britches. We're focusing on you. You did some real awful things. You killed people for criticizing you or for showing talent. You resented your son's success. These are things you gotta take in.
Okay.
But how can I put such things behind me?
You don't. You gotta accept the things you've done as part of who you are. You ain't gonna erase the last 200 some years, but maybe you can use them to make a better Edmund going forward.
How? How do I introduce myself as a demanding megalomaniac? How do I introduce myself as a man who was relieved to see his own son die?
Good question.
How do I introduce myself as a man who demanded the entire world get on their knees to satisfy his ego?
Well, I wouldn't exactly lead with that stuff. How about you introduce yourself as a man who's figuring himself out?
That's a good point.
I suppose that is a possibility. At the least, it is not unexpected for me to be so deserved. It is known that we actors are all by nature an insecure people.
I believe Edmund is using his profession as cover for his indiscretions. Do not let him, Samuel.
At the least,
No, Eddie, you're overgeneralizing. Painting all actors with a broad brush so it makes you look better. You're blaming your profession, and that's a damn cop-out. Yeah, there are some real fatty arbuckles out there, actors who carve a path of destruction. But there are plenty of stage folk out there who lead humble lives, loving their craft without hurting other people. So I'll thank you not to hide behind bad actors.
bad actors. Now that is funny. Perhaps I need to find an identity beyond the stage. It protected me in my youth, but I do not think that it serves me any longer.
That might be worth exploring, Eddie.
But what if I am nothing without the stage? What if I seek other endeavors, but there are none for me?
Good question.
It is all I know. It has been my protector all this time. Without it, I am helpless as a swaddling babe.
However helpless you might feel, Eddie, remember that's just how you feel right now. That's the amazing thing about being undead. We got lots of time to make a better tomorrow. My mentor, Andy, he says that at 200 years old, we're basically toddlers by vampire standards. And we both got a lot of growing up to do.
Okay.
That is a heartening thought.
If we're doing life right, Eddie, we're always growing up. The trick is not to think we're done growing.
Spoken like the bard himself. As he said, all the world's a stage, and I am barely past mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. I should be of a more mature mind, shouldn't I? Surely 237 years is old enough to be out of nappies.
I love nappies, though. I mean, not really. See, here's the thing. I have a weird relationship with being unconscious. I love it, but like, you know, only if I'm like absolutely dead tired can I actually go down for a nap, you know? And then like, in general, I'll just go to bed and just lay there for like an hour or two. Like, just lay there, stare at the freaking ceiling. It's not great.
Who says so, Eddie? A couple of thousand years ago, we would have been considered old men when we died. A baby chick who's grown up in a couple of months.
Time is relative.
There ain't no real timeline we can base our lives on, especially not us. So don't go worrying about where you should be and just get growing.
Yes, I suppose 'tis so. We are so used to judging ourselves against our peers, aren't we?
We sure are.
I was so jealous of Grimaldi that I was willing to do this to myself. But Grimaldi was Grimaldi. And Edmund is Edmund.
Yep.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We got time to grow, Eddie. Let's just be glad you're a 200-year-old baby and not a 2,000-year-old baby, huh? We'd be having a real different conversation then.
But growth to me seems nigh impossible. I have allowed my fear to guide my every sad-gutted action. My fear told me when I was threatened, which was always.
This is what I mean, Eddie. You're always in defensive mode, ready for someone to take you down. That ain't no way to live. When you're afraid of some young actor coming up and making a name for themselves, what's so scary about that anyway?
I'm afraid they will erase me. I will be just another child of the Rookeries, used and discarded, of no value to anyone. No history, no legacy, no record of my existence. Perhaps my time has passed anyway. There was a time when the stage awaited Edmund Kean, but my death was the end of that time.
I do not believe the stage waits for anyone, Samuel.
Perhaps my time has passed.
Okay, we got some real work to do still. Here's the thing, Eddie. Theater wasn't waiting for you. Theater wasn't waiting for Edmund Kean to show up, and it wasn't waiting for you to die. You're used to making things about you, but the glorious, wonderful truth is, they ain't.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some real good news for you, hombre. You're dead. The pressure's off. All them fears are keeping you locked in time, and you can stay there as long as you like, or you can make some progress.
You could make progress.
What's it gonna be?
I am too much of a coward to die, so I suppose I must live.
Yep.
I'm glad to hear that.
I believe I should go away somewhere cold and dark, where I might be alone with my thoughts.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea. I did the same thing, and it changed my life. Oh, well, my unlife.
Okay.
I suppose all's well that ends well. I only hope it does.
I got faith in you. As long as we're putting one foot in front of the other, that's progress.
It's true.
I shall see you in a month then.
You sure will, Eddie.
You got it, Eddie. Take care of yourself. We'll get you out of that mewling and puking stage before you know it, okay?
So it shall be. Very well. Exit Edmund Kean.
Bravo, Samuel. I was taking notes. It seems the student has become the master.
Only a master of fumbling around. I knew I was taking a risk there.
You were. Perhaps such risks are justified with such an extreme personality. He attempted to gaslight you, but you held fast and challenged him, sternly but fairly. You have a gentle nature. That must have been difficult.
I didn't want to drive him off the edge. I just saw him close to making a breakthrough, and I didn't want him to start sinking again.
Well, you can now count yourself among a very small number of therapists who have made a breakthrough with such a one. I do not count myself among them.
But you could.
Will you let me handle Edmund?
I had faith in you, Samuel. You affirmed it magnificently. Now, please, go downstairs and find a friend. You deserve it.
A drink sounds mighty nice right about now. You have a good night, Andy.
Bye, Andy.
Rest in peace, my dear friend.
I'm a little shaken up after that one. I've never seen a man as afraid as Edmund Kean. That was tough to watch.
Kinda.
Sure, Crimson can lift my mood. Howdy, Crimson.
Hey, girl.
What's the matter, cowboy? You look a little paler than usual.
Oh, just had a real tough session. Watched a man who's been wearing a mask for 200 years finally take it off, and it weren't pretty. Had to happen, though. The fella's got a long road ahead of him, but at least he's taking his first steps.
think this'll do the trick then. I call this a bloody cowboy martini. Shaken, not stirred. I'm proud of you, Sam. Starting over is hard, especially when you've been spinning your wheels for a long time.
Well, that's the nice thing about being a vampire. We got time to start over.
We got all the time.
Cheers to that.
To rebirth.
It seems you walk ever in the path of the Lord, my son.
Oh, hey, Kieran.
Hey, Kieran.
I did not mean to intrude. I noted your discomfort and wish to offer you succor in the kink room.
You mind, Crimson?
Not at all. Go drink your fill, cowboy.
Come, my son.
Hi, Crimson.
Now then, I heard you speak of rebirth.
Yeah, it's something we vampires have to do a lot of. I was just worried about one of my clients having trouble with their rebirth.
I know it is painful, my son. When we are born again, we leave a part of ourselves behind. Like the lizard who sloughs its dead skin, or the mortal who journeys into the mosh pit, we emerge purer than before.
Sounds like you've got a lot of perspective on this stuff, Kieran.
I know you must have questions, my son. Please, ask.
We should have ads now?
From your spiritual perspective, can we ever truly start over?
My son, you know the answer already. We beings of flesh and blood are also beings of judgment. However, we do not stand in judgment of mortals, but of ourselves. If you believe you have defeated your demons, then you have.
Truth.
Yeah, that's true. Reminds me a lot of should statements. And defeating demons is pretty badass, ain't it?
I mean, I wish I could defeat demons, for being honest.
Yes, it is the demons who should fear us, my son. Did you have more questions?
Not really. Ads. Boo, ads. Alright, I'm gonna stretch a bit. See you guys in a minute. Oh, my knees. Welcome back from ad jail. My knees hurt, guys. I'm gonna stand for a while in any case. Do I have more questions?
Ain't being reborn just rejecting who we were? I wasn't a good guy, Kieran, but I don't want to erase my dark days.
My son, only in Christ do we truly receive absolution and become beings of pure light. Our darkness defines us. We cannot reject it, just as we cannot reject the Almighty. It is part of us. But do not be shamed by it, my son. Your darkness is beautiful and unique, as is your journey through the darkness.
That is correct. Everyone's journey is beautiful and unique. Stream Raider seems to have crashed, so I'll have to relaunch that.
Sounds like disqualifying the positive to me. Huh. Kinda sounds like disqualifying the positive to me.
Actually, it's liner notes from a metal album I'm fond of. Did you have more questions to ask?
From your spiritual perspective, how do we know when it's time for a rebirth?
An hour, a week, a year, a millennium. The answer, my son, is when we are ready. Only the Lord decides when that is. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away, and all is according to his will.
Well, that sounds like a control fallacy, though. We can't let someone else make our decisions for us.
My son, all your trials, the world you live in, they are all his work. He leads you to the truth. When he has prepared you fully, you will accept it and join him along with the dearly departed gods of metal.
The gods of metal.
Did you have more questions for me, my son?
Why ain't your lord the fire and brimstone type that's marked my kind for centuries?
The Lord did not do these things. That is the work of man. Even they work through him and face their own dark journeys. But eventually, we will all be blessed and return to his bosom to rock for all eternity.
Rock for all eternity.
Well, I've got a lady who would love to meet you. I think a few men of the cloth did her dirty.
Men will ever seek power. But I know some simply seek blood. Are you ready to receive succor, my son?
Yeah, but I really wish you'd stop calling it that.
What else would you call it?
That is enlightening.
There. May you be sustained and fulfilled. May you shepherd your lost sheep, as I shepherd the children of the night.
You're a one-of-a-kind dude, Kieran. But thanks for the drink and the talk. You have a fine night.
Bye, Kieran.
Godspeed, my son.
Good evening, Samuel. You are seeing your ancient client tonight, are you not?
Yeah. I got more insight into how Medi's letting the internet affect her. Medi suspects there's an ancient fallen angel out there pulling the strings. Medi says her personal values on her follower count going up. Doesn't seem to have any real friends, just fans. Is letting this algorithm determine what she does all day. Still not spending time offline. Whatever this algorithm is, it sounds like a real asshole. I'm worried this thing has really got its hook into Medi. I'll keep pushing her to value herself, though.
Yeah, that's right. I hope she's doing okay. I'm worried about her and that whole algorithm thing.
I had a little consultation with some other elder vampires. We have developed a theory, though I hope we are wrong. We believe the algorithm is a demon, known to few, named Raziel. Even I have only ever heard whispers of his name. In mythology, he is a fallen angel, believed to have recorded every action, every change of state for all things on this earth, into a great book.
Book.
This book of knowledge he shared with the first mortals. But mortals were not designed to process so much information at once. They made judgments and reinforced behavior based on information they could not understand. Raziel watched as the mortals inevitably used the book to suppress free will, and he was cast down for his terrible mistake. We believe that Raziel has returned. Perhaps he believes that with computers, he can attempt to pass infinite knowledge to humanity once more. Terrible things will happen if this comes to pass. I would urge great caution, Samuel.
Well, I have bad news. I dropped my D20 on the floor and I rolled one.
Find out what you can about this algorithm. We may have dark work to do.
What the hell? Fallen angels? Ancient books of knowledge? What the heck have I walked into? We don't have this kind of shit in America.
I am old enough to be mythological myself, Samuel. Myth often contains truth. The important question is how much.
That's valid. I like his cufflinks. The little, like, rubies or what have you.
Do not know what effect he may have had on Medi. But do not worry. Show her the same compassion you show all your clients, and that will open any doors that can open.
All right, I better prepare for this one. Sounds like it might be a doozy.
It sure might be. Good statements. Labeling. Yes.
Greetings, little mouse.
Squeak, squeak.
Howdy, Mitty. It's good to see you. How you feeling tonight?
What did I do? I didn't do anything, Lev.
Not well, sweetling. Not well at all.
Not well at all. That's no.
Oh no, what's going on? I know you were feeling all stressed about your numbers on that glitch site.
They doxed me. Do you know what doxing is, my whiskery friend? It's when mortals find out where you live, where you sleep, so they can hurt you.
That's not good.
A group of vampire hunters came looking for me. They were really mean, but they're all dead now, and much happier. But it was very inconvenient.
It would be inconvenient to go up at your house and try and get you.
Now I have to move, and it is very difficult to set up my lighting to make me look alive.
Dang, Mitty, I'm so sorry. That sounds awful.
Not great.
It's worse. I will not be able to use my computer for a week. How am I going to upload my content?
I mean, this is ideal, right? We don't want her to.
My fans and zealots are all so impatient. They're sure to leave me if I don't provide them with their content.
That's not ideal.
So, how many of these followers and zealots have you got, Mitty?
Perhaps 2 million zealots and 90 million followers on Glitch.
90 million,
And
Jesus.
how many of them do you think you'll actually lose if you don't upload lots of content?
The algorithm has already told me that I will lose millions of followers.
Millions?
So let's go ahead and listen to the algorithm. If you lose millions of followers, it ain't anywhere near 90 million. It's doing a bit of overgeneralization and catastrophizing to think they're all gonna leave you high and dry. Heck, maybe the folks who stay are the ones what you can really count on.
What you can really count on what?
I mean, but like, let's pretend. Let's pretend for just a minute here. Let's pretend any of us took like a month away from Twitch to do whatever, move, go traveling, just take a holiday or whatever. Follow over that, right? Like, you know, it seems ambitious for the algorithm to tell her that she's going to lose millions of followers you know, it's not that people would truly unfollow, it's just that they would find somewhere else to hang out. I guess is kind of the problem, but...
What?
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 What? What?
What?
What?
What?
What?
What?
What?
You think there's an achievement for doing this long enough?
What?
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 You think if I do this long enough, Andy gets mad?
What?
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 Alright, I'm bored of
Oh,
that.
never mind.
You said what?
I sure did. Like 18 times.
I was trying to say that the people who don't mind you not uploading so much might be better folk to keep around.
It's not up to me, little mice. It's not up to them either. Even the little bloodbags who love me won't get to see me if I don't provide them content.
I don't get it. Why wouldn't they see it? Is the mailman or whatever not delivering your messages?
You're very funny. No, the algorithm decides who sees my content. If I give it content, it will make people like me more.
I mean, that's not necessarily true. I could upload hours and hours of really bad content, and no one would want to hang out here.
If I stop feeding it, it shuns me.
I mean, that is how and for it to place in front of people, it will not place it in front of people.
Medi, I gotta say, that doesn't sound like a healthy relationship.
Oh, no, it's my friend, I should think. As long as I keep producing content for it, it draws the juicy mortals to me.
How many mortals do you need, though, really?
Well, if I'm to feel safe, I should like to have more of them always. I gain more followers and zealots every month. I need them. One of them has agreed to let me eat him and I'll take over his flat. They're quite useful.
Guys, if I ever get famous enough on the internet that someone will let me eat them and take over their apartment, let me do it. Let me be famous enough that I can just get someone's house because they like me enough on the internet. I don't need to eat this person actually, but you know, definitely don't stop me from taking someone's house if they offer it. Because in this economy, like, but please, like, let me be famous enough that someone offers me free stuff. Jeez. That's freaking wild. I guess in this hypothetical scenario, if she eats the person, they don't need a place to live. But, you know, even if someone were to offer me free stuff, I'd want them to still have their means taken care of. So, in my hypothetical scenario, like, let me become famous enough that someone that's rich enough to own 2 houses offers me a house. So, I guess I'm just looking for a sugar daddy at that point, aren't I? Sugar mommy, whatever. I'm just looking for someone rich to buy me stuff at that point. I'm the gold digger. I'm the problem.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you actually like any of these followers or zealots? Or are they all just food or servants?
Are they all food or servants? That's a good question.
What a silly question, little mouse. Of course I don't like them. I always know what they're like. You forget how old I really am.
Oh, now I gotta challenge you on that, miss. I know you got a lot of followers and zealots or whatever they're called, but that don't mean you know all of them. Now, I'm sure you know a lot about mortals on them websites you're using, but that ain't all mortals, and all mortals ain't them.
It's not just them, though. I told you about how they killed me, about how they plucked my eye out. Pop!
I'm saying, can you know that you're always right about mortals?
I wouldn't like to prove that I am.
But these mortals, you're talking to them every day. You got all these folks at your beck and call. They're the people you talk to.
That's right.
But you don't have a real relationship with any of them?
Why would I want to have a relationship with my food? You really are quite a silly Whiskers.
Medi, I'm saying the only relationships you've got are with what you're calling your food.
But that's what they are. They're food. Delicious, delicious food. Food that sometimes does heavy lifting and computer work, but still, food.
I don't know what to do with that.
With that kind of labeling, that's all they're gonna be. You're creating a prophecy for them to fulfill.
Isn't that the point? I do want them to enjoy being eaten. I don't like cruelty to animals.
Okay.
I'm trying to say they can provide more than food, just like an animal. Yeah, they might nip at you, but they usually only do that when they're scared.
Maybe you're right. Well, the vampire hunters certainly were very afraid when I pulled their intestines out. Well, it's just intestines. They're not very scary.
I mean, I use those for processing food still.
Medi, it sounds like you're in a bit of a codependent relationship with your food, and maybe with this algorithm fella.
Oh, but it's not a fellow. And it's not a lady either.
So it's non-binary?
No, it's completely binary. It's ones and zeros.
No, it claims that it is entirely binary. All ones and zeros. It does speak very strangely sometimes.
You know, I'm just gonna throw this out there, but this game gets a little predictable after a while.
Well, whatever they are, seems like as soon as they showed up, you stopped having any real friends.
I wouldn't have time for friends anyway. The algorithm says that I should always provide content to my community, and that takes all night.
Should.
So why do you think the algorithm has that should?
It just knows. It knows everything.
Well, let's say that it does know everything. Why does that mean that we should let it tell us what to do?
Good question.
Can it know everything and still make mistakes?
Possibly.
That I do not know.
That's what I'm trying to say. But here's the thing, this algorithm, it might have all the information, but that doesn't mean it's got all the answers.
You don't know it like I do. Do you know what I really like about the algorithm, little mouse?
What do you like about the algorithm, Eddie?
Unlike the ancient gods the old clans used to worship, or the Abrahamic gods that came after, it treats us equally.
That's it?
If we provide content, we will be rewarded.
Like reward.
Let's talk about these rewards. You say it rewards you with more immortal souls, right?
Highly engaged mortal souls, ready to serve me, should I need them.
Eat them.
But you said you had souls already back in the pre-social media days, right? And you didn't need 90 million of them.
Yeah, 90 million is a lot of.
That's true, but it does make me feel quite special when the number goes up.
I mean, I relate to that, you know.
Is that number going up good for you, though? Not just the stress of managing all them folks, but drawing the attention of vampire hunters. Would you be doing any of this stuff if the algorithm wasn't demanding it?
I like hanging out with you guys. I'd probably still be here even if the algorithm hated me.
Did ask me to play a game that I did not like very much the other night, and I pretended to enjoy it.
Okay.
It's called Call of Nationalism. It's all about men who are proud to be angry, which I find very upsetting.
Okay,
See, that's just what I'm talking about. What about what you want? Did you get to that knitting you wanted to do?
Knitting?
No. I had to play the terrible game about insecure man-worms.
Man-worm.
I don't know what to do. I know that I spend too much time on the internet.
Okay.
But I can't live the life I used to live. I would live out in the wilds again, but there are no wilds any longer.
Fair.
When I walk the streets, city folks stare because they sense my true nature.
Many of them mortals have got a ton of things on their minds. Most likely, they ain't too concerned about whatever you are.
Probably true. I don't give much thought to the people I walk by on the street.
They ain't your zealots or followers, they're just regular mortals. You can't read their minds, and you can't assume they're only thinking about you. Unless you can read minds.
Likely not.
You raise an excellent point for a cute little whisker face. No, I can't read their minds. Cannot imagine how a mortal must think. Oh, very silly job. Oh, politics. Oh, grim spectre of death. I must drink alcohol in order to have sex. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum.
Well, you ain't too far off.
I mean, she's pretty far off, Sam.
The experiences I've had with mortals and
Goodbye, D20.
ones, my pink-nosed, scrabbly,
We rolled a 15, gang.
tailed friend.
Well, these mouse descriptions are getting kind of long.
Kinda.
You just don't understand what a mouse you are.
Apparently not.
It's the mortal's fault I must lock myself away in my flat. It's the mortal's fault that I have to use the internet to survive.
Medi has had some part to play in the life she leads, whether she recognizes it or not.
Okay.
It's the mortal's fault I must lock myself away in my flat.
Medi has had some part to play in the life she leads.
It's the
Medi, you're acting more helpless than you are. You're 1,800 years old.
True.
You gotta know there's a heck of a lot of ways to solve a problem, but you're predicting doom based on that perceived lack of control.
Also true.
I mean, heck, at your age, you're probably a billionaire, right?
1,800 years to accumulate wealth. Probably has old treasure from like the 400 or whatever. Yeah, she's pretty rich.
Maybe. I think so. Probably. I don't like to deal with money.
Medi, there are mortal billionaires who live in bunkers and do depraved shit even we vampires couldn't imagine. I reckon you could spend a few bucks to be left alone. But also, you're spending a lot of time on mortals you don't like.
I mean, relatable. You know, I have worked jobs spending time with I don't like.
Would you be very fond of mortals who did this to you?
Probably not. I need those for looking at things.
Well, no, I wouldn't. And I didn't say you should. But you gotta admit, you're giving a lot of time and energy to people you don't like. You're resenting them, and I can't blame you.
Of course I resent them. They're all quite awful. Any one of them would hurt me if given the chance.
Mitty, I gotta say, that's some Nosferatu thinking. You've been around a lot longer than me, long enough to know there's almost nothing that's all good or all bad. I know we both spend a lot of time in nature, and nature has a good way of disavowing us of our more extreme beliefs and overgeneralizations.
I suppose that's true. I once saw a wolf and a deer having a romantic relationship. Well, at least there was quite a lot of licking involved.
I mean...
Oh, I didn't see nothing like that, but maybe I would have if I'd stayed in the wilderness longer. Let me ask you a question. If you're thinking all these followers of yours are a certain way, what if you're right?
Very frustrating, Silly Whiskers. You keep telling me that I'm doing cognitive distortions, and then you say they're correct.
Well, I'm just wondering about these mortals the algorithm sends your way. What does it say about you that makes them check you out in the first place?
Well, I suppose it shows them that I'm pretty, and that I play video games they like. And they might get to see my body parts.
Do they know that you're clever and funny? Do they know that you've got more life experience than they could ever reckon?
There's no time to talk about that kind of thing, Silly. They scroll past streamers very quickly. I have less than a second to make an impression. That's what the algorithm tells me.
Possibly.
So you got all these millions of mortals following you because you're easy on the eyes and like some of the same video games they like?
Correct.
More like easy on the eye.
Oh, Maddie.
Okay, I get it. But the point is, if the algorithm is sending mortals your way based on good looks and some video games, you ain't getting people who like you for you.
Valid.
You're getting mortals who want content, not Medi. Frankly, it ain't no surprise that you don't have much respect for them.
You're very sweet, little mouse. But the algorithm knows what mortals want, and it's not me. They want my body and my video games. I don't have anything else they want.
Well, I get that, Maddie. You know what? Even here on the internet, you know, people are gross.
I am certain one who has lived for nearly 2 millennia has more to offer than looking attractive while playing video games.
You're very sweet, little mouse.
I am certain one who...
You're very...
Maybe far as I can tell, the algorithm doesn't know anything worth a damn if it thinks mortals all want the same thing.
Okay, so how is that mind reading and not overgeneralization? No, I think it's overgeneralization to say that people only want to watch you play video games because you're a woman, right? Like, once again, I think that the game should allow multiple correct answers for some of these statements.
Worse, it's making you say things like, I don't have anything folks want. You're disqualifying the positive things about yourself they're all missing out on. Pardon my saying so, miss, but you are weird as heck. You don't sound like anyone I've ever met. You think of things in ways no one else does. Mitty, you're as interesting as it gets. Don't let this stupid algorithm reduce you to your looks and the games it tells you to play. It's insulting all that you are as a unique individual.
I understand what you're trying to say, Willy Whiskers McMouseface III, but you don't know the algorithm as I do.
Willy Whiskers McMouseface III. I don't hate it.
It doesn't insult anyone. It just collects all the information about everyone and everything, recognizes patterns, and shows me what those patterns are. What it decides is important is based on the thoughts of every human who has ever been online. It truly knows the will of mortals because it knows all mortals.
It knows all mortals.
What it's doing is overgeneralizing, Mitty. How the heck can all of humanity be reduced to formulas? It can't. So what's it doing? It's shaping humanity by reinforcing what folks are already paying attention to. It's telling you to play Call of Nationalism and rely on sex appeal.
I mean, that's all I do is I play video games and rely on my raw sex appeal.
It's
Outside
telling the
of
mortals to only care about them things that are popular already. Don't explore. Don't appreciate things that are weird and unique. If this algorithm gets what it wants, what'll happen? Earth will be the most boring place in the universe.
Likely.
Medi, this algorithm doesn't appreciate you, and it's teaching you not to appreciate yourself.
You're right, little mice. I am forgetting myself. I think I don't want to feel lonely anymore. I want to be liked.
Yeah, I get that.
You ain't gonna be happy if you're being liked for being some boring idea of what someone else thinks you should be.
I really have been very silly, haven't I? The algorithm isn't nice at all, I think.
I'm glad you're getting that this algorithm is abusing you. I don't want to see it change what makes you special.
But I won't have anyone.
You'll have me. We can be friends, Maddie.
I know change ain't easy. You had to adapt to a world of technology and machines already, and I can't imagine how tough that must have been. But you're a tough one, Medi. Nobody lives for 1,800 years without being able to handle whatever comes their way. Heck, I think you're gonna be the trailblazer freeing yourself from this damn algorithm before everyone else figures out that's exactly what they should be doing. There's real folk out there who'd love to get to know you better, like the people you were friends with on the old internet.
I suppose I could send them an email. Do you think they'll remember me?
Maybe.
There was something about you all that made you join that web ring or whatever it was called. I don't know, but I bet they'd be happy to hear from you.
I think I will send them a message. They were all very strange, like me.
We're all strange, Medi. We're all individuals. Maybe they were just your kind of strange.
You are very sweet, little mouse. I could give you some of my zealots if you like. They'll do what I tell them to do.
Yeah, I could use a couple of zealots.
Well, that's okay. I'm happy letting them live their lives freely. They deserve to find out what they actually like, too.
No, Sam, you're doing it wrong. Take the zealots.
You are very soft and squishy for a vampire. But I will message
Hey,
you, my
Moon.
friends.
Welcome in. How's your morning going?
And if you're gonna do this streaming thing, try streaming things you honestly enjoy. Make a new account, be yourself, and see who shows up.
I think I will do that. I'll keep my only zealots, though. They can be very useful.
Could be.
You do what's best for you, and don't let anyone but you make that decision.
You are so very sweet. Are you sure I can't take you home and let you run on a wheel all night?
I mean, probably not. It'd be a really large wheel. It'd be really noisy.
I'm pretty sure. I'll see you next month then, right? I want to hear all about how you're handling your weird self.
Oh, but you are a very, very naughty mouse with a very dirty mouse mind.
Yeah, Sam, I'm gonna side with Medi here. You just can't go around asking women how they're handling themselves. Someone's gonna take it the wrong way, and it's gonna be weird for everyone involved.
I didn't mean it like that.
You are very funny. I will see you in a month then. Now I shall become a mouse too, but with wings.
Excellent work, Samuel. We cannot know for sure, but I believe Medi understands the source of her discomfort.
Maybe.
You think this Raziel is gonna get upset at losing her?
If I understand correctly, Raziel has no power if he is ignored, but he is unusually tempting to listen to. It sounds as though he has the mortals quite beguiled, and many of our kin as well. But you give me faith that he can be defeated, one individual at a time if need be.
Okay.
I ain't never defeated a dark god before.
I mean, it's entirely possible your message found in the void.
There is a first time for everything, my dear Samuel. After all, haven't you been dancing?
have been dancing.
You really got to bring that up, huh?
Yep.
Mostly for the reaction. Now, my friend, make sure you get something to drink. You shall not have trouble finding willing necks, I'm sure. You are becoming quite the celebrity at Immernacht.
Beating fallen angels is thirsty work. I'm ready for a drink.
All right, so that translates to always night. I never thought to translate what the name of the place was called.
Slake your thirst then, my friend. Rest in peace.
Funny to think vampires being born now are growing up with the internet. We're gonna have to reckon with that someday.
Okay, so what do we got here? Isabella, session 4. Well, turns out I was right. Yora hadn't let her real anger out yet. Yeah, near ripped my head off tonight, but she's feeling her feeling. Seems to accept that she could have loved her son without controlling. Now blames herself for pushing her husband and son away. Afraid of being forgotten or just remembered as a mean lady. Poor Signora. I think tonight was good, but hard for her. Here on in, we gotta start focusing on what brings her and her alone satisfaction. That was a rough one. Eddie showed up and bouncing. Everyone just laughed at him, and that triggered something in him. He admitted he's playing character his whole life. Eddie's done some horrible stuff to protect his own reality bubble. Believes he hasn't really progressed emotionally since 8 years old. Has been afraid of being himself every day. Has been afraid of being himself ever since he was a kid, probably from living on the street. Eddie's got a lot of work to do, but like I told him, got time to do it. It's gonna be real hard though. Oh, we missed Rain. I'm gonna follow the water. Ugh. All right, 10 seconds left on the ads. Welcome back from ad jail. If anyone sat through ads, as always, I am curious what ads you get. I'll just set up the Stream Raiders channel for anyone. And there we go. Battle is set for anyone that is playing. Huge breakthrough today. Dr. Drain accepted Lord Luridus and all his... I think it's gonna be smooth sailing from here on in. Dr. Drain figured out that Lord Luridus's needs aren't good, bad, or good. Dr. Drain accepted that he's a vampire, and that comes with certain reality. Going forward, I think the important thing is making sure that Lord Luridus comes out in healthy ways. I don't want to see Dr. Drain digging up Mother or nothing. Hey, Dragon. How's it going? How's your night? Okay, and Medi. I think we had a breakthrough today. Use Medi's overgeneralizations and the algorithm's overgeneralizations for a deadly combination. Medi's assumptions about mortals were being confirmed by the algorithm, not reality. She was letting the algorithm determine what value humanity saw in her. She realizes that the algorithm was making her into a boring person. I think Medi gets what the internet's been doing to her. She's going to get in touch with some old friends, and I think that's a great idea. Then what is our journal entry for the week? Yep. Okay, so that was last week. Fish. We are just finishing up for the night, Dragon. So welcome in, or you've been lurking. I don't know. But we will be raiding out in a couple minutes here. I worked this morning, so it is time to raid out and go read a bit and get some rest. I could be convinced to play one round of Fortnite though before I go to bed, because I do need to get like 4 more levels or something to get the skin I want. Golly, what a month. I took some time to do some traveling in Europe in between client sessions. Prague is a great place to be a vampire. Nobody gave my fangs a second look. Well, unless I was biting them, which they didn't mind at all. And he hooked me up with some vampires in Paris too. We took a trip to the catacombs and drank real expensive blood. It wasn't that good to me, but I've got simple taste. Beautiful city though. My clients are doing pretty well, I think. I have had one move on, so I guess I must be doing something right. I learned 2 more distortions tonight. Oh, and Crimson's a lawyer? Didn't see that one. She told you that like weeks ago. Sam, you just don't listen. Sam, this is why we can't have nice things. Alright, so save, yes. Stick around for your bonus acorns. We will raid out. Let me do my ending panel. So the schedule this week, we'll be doing Timberborn tomorrow. We'll probably start a little earlier. We'll probably start at like 6 or so, instead of 8. We'll probably start like 2 hours early tomorrow. We'll play some Timberborn, and then, you know, that gives us some time to play a second game if we do not help Beaver Society too much. Or it gives us 2 attempts at Beaver Society, you know? So, yeah, we'll start early tomorrow. I will post on the Discord that we're going to start early. Co-working on Thursday, we're starting an hour late because I've got that dental appointment in the morning. So, co-working on Thursday, we'll start at 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern, instead of noon Eastern. Following on Friday, we'll be doing a bit more inventory management and starting Lonesome Roads. And then Saturday, we'll be continuing Final Fantasy VIII. But yeah, stick around. I will get you your bonus acorns. I have not made a new ending panel yet, so this is what you guys get today. What do we got? Charlotte's playing Texas Chainsaw. On Dragon Age. Phasmo. Metal Gear Solid 4. Just chatting. Minecraft. Elden Ring. Baldur's Gate. Minecraft. Sniper Elite. That's a game that I don't hear about often. A Faz. Darkest Dungeon. Art 80s. I'm gonna send you guys over to Maybach today. Maybach is currently doing a raid entry. Maybe he doesn't want to do it twice in a row. You know what? I think today's gonna be one of those rare days where we just don't raid out. I don't really have the brain power and the energy to meet a new person right now, Dragon. So I was just looking at people that we know. Nothing really fits the vibe. There's a lot of really chaotic stuff or people I don't really know. But yeah, Dragon. The problem is that I'm covering Monday nights for my team lead because he goes to coach his kids' sports team. So I've got a really short turnaround Monday into Tuesday shifts. So I talked to him today, and I'm going to start doing a later shift on Tuesday, so I'm not so tired on Tuesday nights. Which is currently fine, because visual novels are really low energy, especially because this one is fully voiced. But like, the getting up at 5 a.m. would not have flown when we were doing stuff like Hatful Boyfriend, where I had to do all the reading. And, you know, I like the fully voiced ones because I don't really do voices. Yeah, we won't raid out today, guys. I'm sorry that you guys won't get your bonus acorn, but I don't have it in me to make a new friend right now. Thanks for coming today, guys. I'll see you guys at 6 tomorrow for Beaver City Simulator. Let me run this last Stream Raiders battle before we go. So I don't forget to do it. Okay. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 2 hours early for Beaver City Simulator. I will update the Discord. And I do believe that the timestamp is correct for Thursday's co-working stream, because I went ahead and manually edited that. Be safe. Be healthy. Be happy. Eat. Drink. Get some air. Stretch your little muscles. Do your self-care, and I will see you guys.